Mic check. Mic check. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody, wherever you are, however you may be listening. Thanks for making us part of your day. Sorry for being late. This one's on me. Wednesdays and Fridays are just tough, and they're going to be tough throughout the summer. I'm sorry. I have my daughter, and it sometimes pickup is a little late. Sometimes she's a little late. It just doesn't always go super smooth. Sometimes I don't have the opportunity to get the work done in the morning because she'll wake up earlier. So sorry for the rest of the summer, which I think she goes back to school sometime early August. For the rest of the summer, Wednesdays and Fridays are going to be a little iffy on the start time. So thank you for your patience as we continue this construction project. Thank you. Hello, Jennifer.
Hello. I was watching some comments all over on YouTube. Marty, you better watch it.
They getting grumpy at me or at you?
Marty tried to get grumpy towards me. So
that's scary.
For a mutant.
That's
cruising
scary.
for a mutant.
How was your evening, Jennifer? Is it Genevieve or Jennifer? I've never asked that.
We've actually had this exact conversation.
It's Genevieve.
No, it's Jennifer.
Fuck. I always mix up which one it is. I might stick with Genevieve.
Okay, that's fine.
Irish, thanks for coming in early. Said you inspire me to be a better man and father. And motherfucker, I don't know how much I needed to hear that today. So thank you very much. That was needed. Today of all days, that was needed. I feel like maybe you're watching my life. Thank you. Genevieve, sorry, I cut you off. Oh, Jennifer. Ooh, Jennifer's nice. It's a very freedom sounding name. It's a very America 250 name.
Yeah, sure.
Jennathon's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and so my other thing is like, why I spell Jen with two N's is because Jennifer has two N's. I don't answer to Jennifer. What's kind of funny, so when I moved
all
to
these
Utah
other names have two N's as well. Jenosier,
Yeah.
Jenstifer, Jen Jammin, Jen Chill, Jen Chill Chat Chill. All of... Sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
So I'm glad that you're wearing the black hat today. Is it to
Stop
was
it?
this to
Stop it.
like a node to yesterday?
I was wearing a black hat yesterday. Also, we're not talking about. Yeah.
Were you? I thought it was more of a tan or a beige color. If I'm remembering correctly,
it was not.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know. I think the comments over on YouTube have it correct. I'm pretty sure someone did clip that. So W, whoever that was, I don't remember. But
somebody clipped it yesterday.
I'm pretty positive. Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That's not even like out of context either. That's in context.
No, it was totally in context.
That sucks.
So, yeah.
Is it in the out of context there?
Yeah, I think so.
You want to hear it? Oh, here it is. I guess. Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Monday, Jesus. Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody, wherever you are, however you may be listening. Thanks for making us part of your day. Well done, Matlock, on the black hat. Jesus. I said black hop. That's not bad. It's not as bad as I thought.
That's some cope we've got going on right now.
That was a P at the end. Keep playing? Oh, shit. What did I say after that?
You're just struggling with words today.
Can we start over?
We can.
Not Matlock with the black cock. Black. We start over. I don't know.
I forgot about that part.
I honestly, I don't know. I don't know what to do here.
Just rock out with your cock out. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. I was just telling Jen a story right before. I think it's just on my mind. I forgot.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
fun.
Yeah, you're right.
Good times,
That
good
was a
times.
rough start.
So
I forgot. My girl would text me like during she almost never listens, and she told me because I haven't seen her while she's out visiting her parents. And so she just happened to like tune in. She just only like tunes in if she wants to see me, which is rare. But she just said she texted me, "I like your black cock, baby."
keeps things exciting in here.
She doesn't say shit like that either. That's the craziest thing. Like she's a very polite human. She doesn't say things like that, but that's the text I
polite
got.
human.
I don't know I don't know the right way to say that. She's just not as vulgar as I am. I'm the,
Right.
yeah. She's the brakes. I'm the gas. So.
Well, I mean, at least we're starting off starting us solid like we do most days. So that's always good.
Yeah, welcome to Cock Talk. It's good to have you here. There'll be there'll be a side of politics today. But mostly it's just Cock Talk.
Yeah, I mean, it's just keeping everything mature and
Very,
proper.
very mature, very proper. Yeah.
Got it.
My kid is gonna see this at some point. Like someday. I think about this.
I don't think she's gonna watch all of it.
I don't think so either, but I'm very afraid of like a compilation video. Like she might come across a compilation video. So we'll keep those in the Discord. She's heard me. It's my daughter. She's heard me. I think there's somewhere in there of her like telling Jeff during a debate, she told Jeff to eat shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that's your guy, but it was just a joke. Jeff.
You are so gross with that. That's just ew. No, absolutely not. It's always you always have to deflect away from.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
It's a good thing I'm not sensitive and shit. So.
I am. All right, please move the attention away from this.
All right, I guess I can do that. I mean, just here saving your ass left and right. Whatever.
Thank
you. But so yeah, I guess welcome everybody. Jay's doing his usual bullshit. Glad you're all here to join us for that. Looks like we're on all the platforms. You know what? I want to test it. I want to test something.
What's that?
It's on. I don't know if TikTok's changed something.
Okay.
But if you play so I've seen other creators where if they play a TikTok video, that they'll like the flag will pop up for playing unoriginal content for just TikTok videos, not.
So you want us to try and flag the? Were you trying to flag it early? All right, let's see.
Because many people say Trump.
You want me to play it?
I want to test the theory.
Completely false, you know.
All right, let's see. This is the first one. Fuck you, Parker. Parker's the first one that pops up. Let's go. All right. Oh, is he live? Oh. Is this playing live or is this?
That's false.
That looks like a live.
Do you need like a video?
Because
video.
when Trump was born, Eugene Carroll was not
FYP or some shit.
I know it's my algorithm. I'm just saying it's.
I'm about to destroy the Big Bang Theory right now.
Oh man, I really doubt it, but let's give him a shot. See what it's got to say.
The Big Bang Theory says that from a little swirling dot, something exploded and then created the solar system.
Fine.
Swirling dot, right? But space has no gravity.
Oh wow. No, there is gravity. You're thinking of the feeling of weightlessness, but that is not the same as zero gravity. Gravity doesn't disappear, it just gets weaker with distance away from mass. A good analogy would be if you separate yourself from other Christian people, the pull of believing these stupid things kind of gets weaker.
Right? So if the dot is swirling, right, and something exploded, that means everything else in the solar system should be spinning in the same direction.
Thanks, with the exception of Venus and Uranus and other ones. Uranus. They mostly do, but continue.
Because if kids fly off a merry-go-round, they're all going to be flying off in the same direction. Yeah.
Him spinning in circles is a nice little touch.
Yeah, but there are planets that spin in opposite directions.
You're a simpleton. That is a gotcha. That is a big one. That's enough, That's enough to soothe the cognitive dissonance, for sure. But here's kind of the analogy. Imagine you're driving on a road, right? And you see a car on the side of the road that's been in a crash, and it's facing the opposite way of traffic. That's kind of how Venus and Uranus are.
Yeah, this is fun. We should just do this more often. We should just scroll TikTok together more often. Should this be a Wednesday segment? Just every Wednesday we scroll TikTok?
It's kind of that there was a collision at some point or something going on in their atmospheres. It's not
as long as we don't
impossible,
get banned.
and there's definitely plenty of science behind it. If you want to spend you don't want to know, but if you want to, you can literally just ask Google. It'll take you 5 seconds.
Some spinning right, some spinning left. How do you explain that from a swirling dot with no gravity?
This has 200,000 plus likes, and the crowd is kind of going wild.
That's a lot.
We have an education problem here. It's a crisis.
Oh, I can explain that. In the beginning, God created.
I don't know.
First of all, brother, that's a lot of sweat for walking in 4 circles.
Therefore, God, say it with enthusiasm. Dude, why do you all even try to defend it? It doesn't matter. You don't care. Facts don't matter. Why do you even bother talking about it? This is scary, dude. This scares me.
Let me just baffle the atheist real quick.
I mean, that's true, but I'm more baffled that you can be this ignorant and that this many people can listen to this and not just pull out their phone and be like, oh, wait, actually, no, there's some no, it is baffling.
I'm about to destroy the Big Bang
It's
Theory
the
right
lights
now.
that make him too sweaty. All right.
Oh man, I really doubt it, but let's give him a shot. See what he's got to say.
All right. Well, we did it. All right. Did we get banned, Jen? Did we get in trouble?
Do we get any flags? I don't know. Yeah,
No flags so far. They usually come a little later, so we'll see.
Okay. Well, I've just seen that here and there, so I was just curious. I was wondering if that happened. That was
Like Jen's date after appetizers. The flags usually.
Oh. I mean, I guess.
I made Jen go quiet for a second. I did it, guys. I did it.
It took a second. I was actually trying to think if any red flags necessarily popped up. Usually red flags aren't, they usually pop up fairly quick. It doesn't usually take appetizers. So.
It's been my experience that sometimes it can take months, Jen, and sometimes the red flags become attributes instead. Preferred attributes.
That's your. You like.
That's how I
all
got
the red
catfished.
flags.
Yeah.
You like.
It's my experience is that after your red flags don't show up until after you get publicly embarrassed. I think that's usually when they show up, and you're like, that's what it was. I didn't know it was red.
Yeah. Yeah. I memean, you're like the red flag guy. Have you seen the red flag guy who watches videos of crazy shit guys say?
No.
He runs with the red flag. I'll have to find one and send to you. It's pretty fun.
Thank you. Call
but
FIFA.
we'll get to that. So, but we can get going.
Yeah.
The show. So welcome everybody. Like I said on TikTok, I was curious to see if there was an issue with playing TikTok videos. So I guess we'll find out.
Jen, our back and forth wasn't cute enough for Colin. Do you want to say anything about that?
What?
Colin says our back and forth isn't very cute.
Colin bitches like that. I think most days. I think I saw him complain about that yesterday.
Oh.
Colin's in his feelings. I don't know. It's whatever.
Sorry, Kalski. We love you.
Yeah, I think he said that before, but
okay. I was just making sure. I wanted to address that. It seemed like it was urgent.
He said it yesterday. I just went back and looked. Yeah, it was like his first comment yesterday. The back and forth isn't that cute, is what he said yesterday.
Sorry, bud. We'll try and make it cuter. We'll bring puppies next time.
Man. Anyways, have a good day, Colin. So, welcome everybody. We've got we were a little later today, which is okay. If it's not a day that ends in Y, if we're on time, but we're glad everyone's here now. So today is our members only event. We've got a little. Do we have did you create a vote or anything for the movie, or do you have any?
No, I thought maybe you would do that.
Okay. I'll pick. I'm not going to pick the campaign. Just FYI, I don't want to. That one's not an option. But so anyways, we got a members only event, so we will watch a movie tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in Discord. So if you want to join us for that, you have to be a paid member wherever you're watching. So I think there's a handful of different memberships you can sign up with on YouTube.
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Kathleen wanted to know if we created a poll for the movie night tonight. In the chat, they're in the Twitch chat. They wanted to know.
Did you just hear what I said?
Oh yeah, I remember now. Sorry.
I literally just asked that.
Sorry, my bad.
Jesus. Anyway, so I will be creating that poll here shortly because I'm having to make that decision. Like I said, I'm not going to be choosing the campaign as an option.
That's crazy. I want that one. I'll watch it alone. I love that show.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I streamed the game. Yeah, was that yesterday or the day before? I remember.
Wednesday?
Because you had to.
Yeah, that was my bad too. Yeah, my bad.
On Monday.
No, Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Anyway,
sorry.
Yeah. But anyways, so if you want to join us for that members only event, be a paid member wherever you're watching, and you can join us for that. So you got to be in the Discord. We'll do that at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you disagree with RTP and would like to come up and have a conversation, how you do that is you send me a message on Discord. My Discord username is the same as the Venmo, so Jen with 2 N's, double 2 B's, the number 1. We've got that gift goal that we need to hit each day so that we can keep the lights on and keep doing this Monday through Friday because this is our job. So check out the link tree in the bio. We're on most social media platforms. We've got merch, Jay's on Cameo. We upload these episodes to Spotify. And we got flagged yesterday for what the episode that we uploaded for Spotify yesterday.
For what?
It was blocked. I think there's a song in it, but YouTube didn't flag it, which was odd. YouTube usually flags copyright issues.
Was that one of the ones of the politicians that like had the song in the background?
Possibly. I don't remember what it said, but I just ignored it. So
all right, finish now. I forgot I left a drink in the freezer. I'll be right back.
Well, I think I'm go get your drink because I'm at the joke portion. So just hurry and get your drink. See what I deal with every day. This is how he behaves every day. It's like like herding cats. Dealing with.
Well, I think we should just be. I am a little bit high, and Jen knows that, and that's why
I know that.
I had a crazy morning this morning. It was not a good morning. I'll just level with you guys. So I am a little bit, but so it's going to be a little hectic for the first 30 to 45 minutes of this show. So
yeah,
there you go.
So, but yeah. So there's all that. So I got this joke sent to me from Kandarian. I can never pronounce her name. Kandarian. Why was the king only 12 inches tall?
What? Oh, because he's a ruler.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly. Yep, that's it. And then I found this other longer joke that I think to end the announcements is going to be. So there was a little girl. We'll call her Nancy. She was filling a hole in her garden when a nosy neighbor peered over the fence and asked, "What are you doing?" Nancy said, "Well, my goldfish died, so I just buried him." The neighbor laughed and said in a condescending tone, "That's a big hole for a tiny goldfish." And as Nancy was using the shovel to pat down the last heap of earth, she replied, "Well, he's in your cat."
That's gross. Oh, R.I.P. Kitty. Oh, that was dark. I don't know. Is that even a joke? That's just something fucked up someone did. Thank you, Jennifer. Jen's got her what am I trying to say?
You're looking to make something up and you got nothing.
No,
so
no, I'm trying to say
on.
Jen's got her hands full today. Jesus, I wanted to say like hands tied, but that's not. I was hands full, and my head was saying hands tied. I was like, that's not correct. It's not hands tied. Hands full today. Fuck me.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be. Sorry, everybody. Shut up, Nick. I'm gonna do my best. I love you. All right, Jen. Anything else?
All right. No, that's it. Go ahead.
All right, cool. I saw this video and I really liked it when I started the timeline today. So we'll see. This is a hearing in Tyrone Township of Michigan. Apparently, I didn't get her name, but everybody on this city council seems to not only know her, but not like her very much at all. And this town hall was about partially about a data center project. And she goes through each one of them and asks them a question that I think maybe we should go to every city council meeting and ask. Anywhere where they're building a data center, this question should probably be asked and recorded.
Personally signed any NDA, any agreement, or had any private communication, such as meetings, phone calls, text messages, or emails with any developer, company, landowner, or representative regarding any current or potential project that could affect Tyrone Township. Chris Robetta.
No.
Dean?
No.
Jennifer?
I'm not answering your question. This is not the time or place.
I can ask you.
I don't know where the time or place to ask your city council members questions would be other than a town hall, but it seems like the exact time and place for those questions.
Whatever I want. Don't tell me what I can say.
But we don't have to answer you.
But you're communicating with me,
Nick.
Jennifer. I didn't think you were supposed to do that. Great Carnes.
I don't know what's going on between her and Jennifer, but apparently they're not supposed to communicate. We need so much more of this. Everybody needs to get involved on a local level and record it. I worked in local politics when I first started. I cannot begin to tell you how bad some of the people, and especially where I lived, because it was all Republicans. Nobody wanted to be in office to change anything because it was conservative. So nobody wanted to change anything. And you get paid dog shit as members of the city council. I can't tell you how dumb the people I worked with. I'll say just the city. I was in Linden and Pleasant Grove. Legitimately, the dumbest people I knew were all on city council. My friend's dad ran for city council just so he could disrupt every meeting, and he was the greatest. In Pleasant Grove, rest in peace to Papa Jensen, he would go into every council meeting and he would just argue with everybody. He didn't believe anything he argued ever. He would just argue with people to have some fireworks. He was retired. He's in his late 60s. He had nothing else to do. And City Hall was a mile from his house, so he could just walk there. And he just walk to meetings and fuck everything up. So we need more of this. I think if anybody needs a content idea, how to build a following, this might be it. Build a network of people that go to city council meetings and ask tough questions.
How about you? Yes or no?
Not the place.
It's not the place.
We've already discussed this. So
Who's already discussed it? I'm sorry.
Honor says, if you are over 25 and still smoking weed, you are pathetic and can't deal with real life. Suck my ass, you fucking loser.
If you're over 25 and you still smoke weed, you should be doing cryptocurrency instead. You got to level up. Build that generational wealth. Hit the gym, bro.
Shut the fuck up. If you're over 25 and you're not smoking weed, your life fucking sucks. It probably really fucking sucks. Good luck to you. Weed is great. Don't use it to suppress your bad feelings. Don't use it to ignore reality. Use it to embrace reality. I'm at work and I'm high. And I can read and I can push buttons and I can talk and I can get along with the people that are here. Shut the fuck up, you nerd.
Don't smoke weed. That's bad.
Take careful with this.
Oh, yeah, TikTok. I'm going to lose TikTok today. That's probably going to happen. We should just plan on that already. Yeah, it's stupid. Sorry.
Right? Who's already discussed
this
it?
has been discussed.
Who has? Who's discussed it? I've not discussed this with you. What are you saying? Pam Moffler? Yes or no?
Oh, monitor behavior. Yeah, he did strike a nerve, man. That was stupid. It annoyed me. Yeah, that's what I do. If you strike a nerve with me in the chat, I'm going to respond to it. I'm very emotional. And I'm going to be more emotional today. I'm going to be distracted a lot today, and I'm going to respond to things like that. But that was just a dumb thing to say.
You work for us.
That's right. Herman Ferguson?
Someone took Dare seriously.
Won't answer. Zach Tucker.
Mike, stop. You say
Excuse
guilty
me.
one more time.
I forgot about that. Did you guys hear each time she asked the question and they said, I'm not answering? There's just some guy. Apparently, Mike is in the back. And Mike, if you rewind it a little bit here, Mike just keeps saying guilty after each time.
Yes. Who's discussed it? I've not discussed this with you. What are you saying? Pam Moffler, yes or no?
Just stares.
You work for us.
That's right.
Herman Ferguson?
Did you hear Mike back there? Guilty. W Mike in the chat.
Won't answer. Zach Tucker?
Mike, stop. You say
Excuse
guilty
me.
one more time, you're out. I'm not tolerating.
Stop the clock, please.
We love Mike. We love Mike so much. Oh, sorry, Colin. Colin said no heart, no feeling, all love, or no feelings, all love, guys. Same, Colin. Love you too. And Shane said towards your weed habit. Thank you.
Talking, I'd like my time back,
Mike
please.
is a
You don't need
rapscallion.
to comment in the background.
I need my time back. And quit interrupting me. Zach Tucker? But you answered at the Planning Commission. But you've decided not to answer now. Well, at least
on,
you're not
Mike.
looking as angry at me this time. I guess you're checking yourself.
I wanted one more guilty for Mike. If I was Mike, 100% I'm yelling guilty there. I'm getting thrown out of that city council meeting. All right. I showed you this because as dysfunctional and silly as this is, now I'm going to show you the president of the United States talking a lot. And he is dumber than everybody in that room and more dysfunctional than everybody in that room. Apparently, Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner aren't great deal makers. Apparently, this historic agreement, this memorandum of understanding from the Trump administration did not indeed bring peace. We're back to just shooting each other now. And so Trump was asked about the ceasefire being over and if the memorandum of understanding was done. And Trump threw a temper. He's legitimately throwing a temper tantrum. This is what this answer is from an 80-year-old man who a lot of people voted for to be president. And some people here are still like, I like this guy. He's got guts. He's got gumption. He knows what it takes. Just full-on temper tantrum.
Is the ceasefire over? Is the ceasefire done? Is the MOU dead?
It's a very interesting question. To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is?
Yeah, it's that stuff that's in the reflecting pool. It's why it's all green. It's why you painted it blue, but then you didn't get the pH balance right. That's what's in your reflecting pool. Right? I think that's what he said. That's what it is, right?
Scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people.
Oh.
And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned.
One thing I hate about Iran and why it's frustrating that people aren't more upset about Iran. It was incredibly violent for Iran to be existing in the Middle East. And then every time we would try and test out one of our weapons, Iran just kept jumping in front of it. And like we had those bunker buster bombs, which are very expensive. And we were just testing them. And then Iran's like, here's a mountain. And then our bunker busting bombs hit the mountain. And we're like, fuck you, you evil, dangerous people. And then they like had the audacity. Remember when we were just testing missiles and they're like, girls' school, volleyball camp, apartment building, and they just keep throwing all their shit right in front of all of our missiles and all of our military equipment. And they're just violent and evil people for doing all of that. God damn you, Iran.
It's over.
Trust the plan. That's right. Trust the plan.
Speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. We make a deal. And if I make a deal with him, we have a deal. And he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon.
Okay.
We make a deal. They go outside.
It sounds like the Iranian nuclear, the JCPOA. Is that what you're talking about? When they made that deal with us? No nuclear weapon. Okay, we did that. They didn't give it.
I talk to the press. They say we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo.
I'm not sure he's right here. Let's go back on what he said here.
We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon.
No nuclear weapon. That's the agreement. Okay, everybody, he's saying they agreed to it. America agreed to it. Then what happened?
We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them.
Who said that? Can we look at the MOU again? Do we need to go over this? Pull this up. Oh, shit. I didn't want a TikTok version of it. I wanted the image. There we go. Don't be a TikTok. Twitter will do. Okay, so 1, ceasefire. 2, and respect each other's sovereignty. 3, they commit to achieving a final deal. Okay, 4, removal of the naval blockade. Okay, 5, passage for commercial vessels. 6, plan for the $300 billion. Okay, 7, U.S. says that they'll get rid of all the sanctions. 8, Iran says it will not procure or develop nuclear weapons. Okay, so who's lying? I don't understand who's lying then now here.
They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
Is somebody feeding him bad information? Does anybody know what the fuck he's upset about here? Did they get a nuclear weapon I'm unaware of? I know I was busy this morning. I know I'm a little elevated. Did they get a nuclear weapon yesterday and I missed it? Yeah, Israel's got one. Did they steal one of Israel's? Is that what you're saying? They snuck over to Israel and stole one of their nukes. Joy said, since it's past July 4th, it's time to prepare for spooky season. And I was talking with some friends about going ghost hunting. I asked what I should wear, and they just said, a pair of normal jeans. Cam says, in Jen's defense, I doubt she would want to have to forever look at an urn labeled Jeff on the mantle. Not much razzle-dazzle there. Oh, Jeff's urn would have so much razzle-dazzle. IMFRCD said everyone look up Operation IX 1953. I don't even know what that is. What is? Let's do it. Let's do it. Operation IX. You say am I saying that correctly? AJAX. I don't remember what that is. Oh, that's the name of the coup in Iran. I didn't know that was the name of it. Oh, okay. I didn't know that's what it was called. We learned something new today. That's the 1953 coup in Iran. Thank you, IMFRCD. Didn't know. Ajax, is it? But how come they say, don't they say Ajax? All right, never mind. Ajax? I thought Ajax was going to be wrong. Okay, thank you. All right, then Trump went on to, after explaining that the thing he's complaining about not being in the memorandum of understanding was in the memorandum of understanding, and they didn't get a nuclear weapon, so I don't know why he's ending negotiations with them. Then he went on to explain brilliantly what a roadside bomb was.
Thousands of innocent people. They had the roadside bomb, Soleimani. I took care of him.
Soleimani was not a roadside bomb. In case you're confused by the way he worded that, Soleimani was a military leader, and a roadside bomb is a roadside bomb, and the Soleimani is not a nickname for roadside bomb.
Roadside bomb, Soleimani. I took care of him. First term. Okay. And that was a big thing because I think it probably would be a lot stronger had he been around because he was a bad guy, but he was an evil genius, but a bad guy. And he was the father of the roadside bomb. The roadside bomb is a bomb that goes on when you're driving your little vehicle.
In case any of you were curious about what a roadside bomb was, in case you've never watched a military movie or CNN, or can just understand what words might mean in roadside bomb, Trump's going to explain. I can't turn it up any more than it is right here. Sorry.
Driving your little vehicle around, and it goes on, and you have no legs, no arms, and no face. And they've killed thousands and thousands of people.
Did you get that? A roadside bomb is a bomb. If you're driving your little vehicle, you wind up with no arms, no legs, and no face. If you didn't know, imagine if you didn't know what a roadside bomb was. Just pretend for a second that you don't know what those words mean. And then you're like, what is a roadside bomb? And Trump's like, it's a little thing when you're driving around in your car and you wind up with no arms, no legs, and no face. And you'd be like, oh, okay, got it. Now I know what it means. I'm never getting in a little car ever. Are you sure Trump wasn't taught in Oklahoma? No, I'm not. He's lost his mind. Then later, sitting next to Zelensky, Trump starts talking about, because he's so frustrated with a memorandum of understanding that he doesn't seem to understand, and he doesn't like being asked tough questions. He's like, hey, Zelensky, check this out. I'm going to start talking about all the war crimes I'm about to do.
President Trump, what is the effectiveness of last night's attack? What message does that send to what's left of the Iranian?
Which attack are you talking about?
The attack that you guys had on Iran last night. The strikes last night?
Oh, I think it has a tremendous impact. Well, first of all, we took out additional, they were trying to rebuild their radar, and they had about 60% built. Now they have to start all over again. Look, we're not attacking.
Sorry, Swish said, I'll never hear the theme song as RTP talks again. Come on, Swish.
At the highest level. The highest level of the bridges, there, which we can knock down. I would say in one day we knocked down every single bridge in Iran.
That is a war crime. I want to do some war crimes. Electric Dad said, quick Google search. They had roadside explosives in the Civil War. Fuck! He wasn't the father of the roadside bomb. God damn. What did it say, though? When you click on roadside explosives, does it say you're driving around on your little horse and you wind up with no face, no arms, and no legs? Is that what it says? You had them then, too. Your horse loses its mane.
The thing they can do about it.
I mean, they had roads in the Civil War. Of course they did. We had airplanes in the Revolutionary War. Don't you remember when we rammed the ramparts? You don't remember that? After Paul Revere's ride, and then we came and we rammed the ramparts and we bombed the airports. Remember? Some of you are educated in liberal schools instead of by Donald Trump, and you're sounding like big fucking idiots right now. All right, here's Trump bragging about war crimes again. By the way, his hands look like he's already dead. If we just zoomed in on that part, if you guys want to zoom in on his hands, that looks like he's in a coffin. That coloring is not right.
About it. They're electric manufacturing facilities, right? They're electric plants where they make their electricity.
Paul Revere was actually the father of the roadside bomb. One if by land, two if by sea, 3 roadside bombs, motherfucker! That was Paul
Revere. We will, if we have to, we'll take them out. I don't want to do that, but if we have to, we'll take them out. They have desalinization plants. We'll take them out if we have to.
Oh, good. We'll take out their water, their food, He's just like, we're going to do war crimes. We're going to do a whole bunch of war crimes because of a memorandum of understanding that they haven't broken. All right. Cool, dude.
I would like not to do least.
One if by land and 2 if by IED. Edward.
We attacked Carg Island last night. We knocked out a piece. I said, don't touch the oil.
Their weekend at burning him at this point. Yeah, dude, this guy's dead. He's as dead as Mitch McConnell. This is crazy.
Because maybe we'll take over Carg Island. We may take over Carg Island.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
bet.
a thing they can do about it. But I said, don't hit the pipes. Just hit everything else. And
Pipes?
They may hit it again.
The fuck are the pipes? Is that for the oil? Is this Donald Trump being like, I will literally murder everybody. I will starve their country to death. We will bomb their schools, all of their infrastructure. But what we're not going to do is hurt the oil companies. We're absolutely not going to go after the oil companies. That's the most important thing. That's what your president just said. I guess our president, we can say it. The president of the United States just said, we'll do all the war crimes in the world, but what we won't do is fuck with the oil industry. There's no way it was water pipes, right? Because he's hitting the desalination plants. If they don't have desalination plants, they're not going to have fresh water anyways. He's definitely talking about oil. What a fucking guy. 47th president. Cool. It's cool. It's a pretty cool country we got going here.
Tonight. So, as for your question, normally I'm not that way. But
also, he's not going to do any of this. It's just big talk from a big bitch.
They really deserve it.
Yeah, they deserve it. They deserve. I still don't know why he's mad at them. Then he was asked if he's going to take out more Iranian boats. Again, next to Zelensky here after bragging about war crimes.
We knocked out 28 boats last night, little ones. That's all they have is little ones.
Are you going to try to take out more tonight?
That's all you have.
Will we go tonight? Normally I wouldn't tell you.
That's true. Bridges are debatable, but some people would say that knocking out certain especially if the bridges are used are necessary to get food and water places, then that is a war crime. You're right. They are debatable, but the desalination for sure a war crime.
I wouldn't tell you, but you know what? There's not a thing they can do about it. So the answer is probably.
President Trump.
I'm gonna just blow shit up because I can't. That's what our president's saying at this point. This is bad news. This I did not know. And for the record, I do want to thank Donald Trump for alerting me to a new threat to our country, a country I had never heard of before. You may have heard of them, but I hadn't.
I told this story yesterday. We had 111 missile shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan.
Oh, fuck. That's not good. We got a new Japan, the Islamic Republic of Japan. That is not good. That's a real problem. They make great cars. Yeah, you want me to play it again? It's our president.
I told this story yesterday. We had 111 missile shot by the Islamic Republic of Japan. They were shot.
It's not good. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's that Japan or if it's a new Japan. It could be that Japan. Maybe I don't know. This is a compilation of crazy shit that he said yesterday, by the way. That was just one of them. This is going to go for 42 seconds. This isn't going to flow. This is just like a 42-second compilation of all the crazy shit he said yesterday. Don't be mad because you got caught cheating and lying. What are you talking about? Are you supposed to be in a different place, Ryan? Who are you speaking to right now?
Out of the aircraft. JC, POC. What a.
First time ever Trump has said POC, and he talking about the JC POC.
POC. What?
The Jay-Z. He might have said Jay-Z POC. That could have been it. Maybe this was a Hove thing.
JC, POC.
Yeah, you know me.
What a terrible deal. I call it the Obama nuclear waste deal.
Nice.
Because what he did with that deal is he caused tremendous hardship in the Middle East. It was a terrible.
I don't know how he did that. You know what he did do, though? He got them to commit to not having a nuclear weapon. That was pretty good in the JCPOC. Maybe it was just because it was Obama, he's calling it the JCPOC.
You have a question for President Putin, do you have a question for President Putin? Not Zelensky.
This one I'm torn on. Because I feel like he accidentally said President Putin because he pointed to him, right? And then he realized he said Putin. And I think he switches directions here. I think at first he says, do you have questions for Putin? Because he was horny. And he's like, Putin. And then I think he realized he fucked up. And instead of admitting that he fucked up, I think then he pretended that he was going to stand in for Putin here. Either way, this is bizarre.
Terrible. You have a question for President Putin,
why would you point to Zelensky and say, do you have a question for President Putin? Right?
Do you have a question for President Putin? Not Zelensky.
You'll notice President Putin is not here. This is President Zelensky. This is Donald Trump, 47th president of the United States. Ryan, what's going on with you? Who is lying? What are you talking about? Ryan, I think somebody checked to see if Ryan's in the right place, would you?
Yeah, what would you like to ask him? Because I'm going to ask him that question.
Yeah, the camera zooms out. Wait, is Putin here? No, he's not. If you're looking for Vladimir Putin, he doesn't have an invisibility cloak, and he's not playing hide and seek. He's not here.
I have a question. Last year,
100. I told this story yesterday.
I'm not sure Putin isn't there. I guess you might be right. He pops out from behind the flag. And this was Trump. Then I think this was the extended version of that. Trump actually then decides, I'm going to start answering questions as if I am Vladimir Putin. What's that?
You got Doug Ray. So.
Oh, hey, Doug. And everybody rating from the Doug cast. The Doug Live. Is it Doug's Live? Or is it on Twitch? All right. Here's now Trump cosplaying as Putin, which is a totally normal thing for somebody to do.
Last year you called Russia a paper tiger, referring that they're not doing that.
Who did I call?
I'm from Telegraph UA, Ukrainian media.
No, give us a question, not for Zelensky. Give us a question for Putin.
Why is he attacking Ukrainian cities if he wants
today?
Yeah,
why is he attacking
Because I'm speaking to him today. He really did just fuck up and call. This is all him covering up for accidentally calling Zelensky Putin, and he's just trying to go with it now. And now it just gets more bizarre. I will cosplay as Putin now.
Hard question.
I will deliver your message to him.
He wants peace.
When will he end this war?
That's a good question. I don't think I've ever asked him that question. I've been asking that question.
Didn't they ask the question? He's like, that's a good question. I don't know. Guess we don't have an answer. Well, then why the fuck are you asking the media to ask Putin questions, and then when they ask the question, you're like, I don't know, he's not here. What's going on?
Mr. President, what's the status of a drone deal between the U.S. and Ukraine?
Look at Zelensky over here, too, just shaking his head.
I've never asked him that question. I've been asking that question.
Mr. President, what's the status of a drone deal between the U.S. and Ukraine? What's the status
By the way,
of
I will tell you, though, he's going to tell you that
now I came up with an answer. Let me tell you what Putin will say.
He wants it ended as soon as he can end it.
Do you
He wants it
believe that?
ended. He wants it ended soon. And I ask him, and we talk. I talk to him a lot. I talk to him a little bit less, but the relationship is very good. But I talk to President Putin a lot. He wants to end the war.
Why is he saying any of this? Why is he saying any of these words currently? Why are we, Mag? Was it Tyler? Come back, Mag. Come back. Can we talk about this? What the fuck is going on? You remember when you guys used to be like, Joe Biden stutters? Yeah, but what is this? The fuck is going on? Why is he cosplaying as Putin right now?
Good, but I talk to
Ryan, Tyler, same thing.
President Putin a lot. He wants to end the war.
Mr. President,
a lot of people don't.
That is true, and Kamala did have a weird laugh. You're right. God bless Trump. So glad we got him. You're right.
People don't believe that.
Doesn't he want the status of a drone deal between Ukraine? What are President Putin's conditions for ending the war? Do you know what?
Well, they were.
He uses Pantene Pro V.
Certain conditions that were a little bit different.
I like this answer.
Well, they were certain conditions that were a little bit different. I think they're changing. I think they're probably getting a little bit better toward some of the things that you'd like.
Fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? What are his conditions? Well, he had different ones before. Now they're getting better. So what were the conditions? It's like this guy doesn't know what any of the words that people say to him. Like sometimes he's close. Sometimes his answer is like close to on topic. How the fuck is that an answer to that question? Do you know what the conditions are? He's got some conditions, some old ones, and some new ones. So might be better. Cool. Thanks, man. The Mad King. Yeah. Yes. You guys cannot be serious about this anymore. I can't even take it. I can't even cover Trump seriously anymore. I can't even sit here and pretend that I should be analyzing this like he's a normal human being with a functioning brain. All I'm left with in covering Trump is me for an hour going, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Did you see that? What the fuck was that? And then asking MAGA, like, what the fuck was that? And they're like, why don't you talk about Joe Biden? It's like, I don't know. I guess I don't even know what to say anymore. We can't seriously analyze what he says. We can't even debate whether or not what he says is true because he doesn't say anything. He just like mushes random words and ideas together after being asked questions that his answers don't relate to. I don't know what to do with this. So we're just gonna make fun of him today. That kind of sucks. Well, I don't know what else to do. Then Mark Rutte. Remember, this is a NATO summit. Is it Mark Rutte? I think that's how you say his name. Boy, let me say, you guys are gonna hate this guy, and he looks like somebody that we should all hate. He has the worst fucking job in the world. He has to keep NATO together, and in order to keep NATO together, he has to hold like separate meetings. He has to hold a meeting with everybody but Trump, and then another meeting with Trump. And in the everybody but Trump meetings, they get together and they go, listen, guys, he's going to say some dumb shit. He's going to be so fucking dumb. And I know that he said dumb shit about every one of you in here. And I know he's insulted all of you and your countries. But the United States has a ton of money. And they have a ton of military equipment. And we need that. We got to protect ourselves. This is why we made NATO. Like, we got to protect ourselves. So publicly, we all have to go out there and pretend he's not crazy, okay? And in the meeting together when we're with him, everybody go tell him that you love him. Tell him how much he means to you. And then if we do that, he'll do whatever. He'll do whatever we say. And that's exactly what happened. Donald Trump goes to these NATO meetings. He's like, I fucking hate these guys. They're useless. They don't do anything. And then he comes out of the room and he's like, it went really, really well. Everybody told me how much they liked me, and we agreed on everything. It was a great meeting. And then you find out that that's legitimately what happened. They planned the meeting before. Then they all came in together with Trump, and they're like, we love you very much. This is the plan. This is your plan. You should get all the credit for this plan. This plan could not even exist without you, sir. Europe would be wiped from the map if it wasn't for you, sir. We're so glad that you're president. You're doing such a good job. Good job, buddy. Here's another made-up award. And he's like, you got me another trophy? Did I get a medal too? And they're like, we'll get you a medal, pal. And he's like, thank you, guys. And then he goes out in front of the cameras and he's like, I did it. I really, really did it. I went in there and I unified everybody. They loved me so much. And then these poor people have to go after him and be like, what the fuck? This sucks. This fucking sucks. But anyways, here's him. I mean, he just looks completely defeated, having to figure out some way to defend Trump.
This summit has shown that the alliance is stronger than ever. An alliance that is united and ready to defend.
That's not untrue. Do you know how strong of an alliance you have to be? Do you know how strong the people in this alliance need to be and how dedicated they are to peace and safety for their own countries to sit back and just kiss Donald Trump's ass? Like, that takes a lot of humility. I don't think most of us would be capable of that. I'd just be like, I'm going to keep my mouth shut for the better of the country. I'm not going to talk about Donald Trump. I'm not going to talk shit to him. I'm just going to sit back and we're going to make this work.
Every inch of our territory. Here in Ankara, allies reaffirmed their ironclad commitment to the collective defense under Article 5.
Yeah. Then the rest of it here, this is where he's asked the question. Sorry, I was a little ahead of myself. By a Danish reporter, essentially like, what's it like, dude? What's it like to sit there next to Trump and have to pretend that he's not a psychopath?
Rasmus Svaneborg from the Danish news agency.
Yes, hi.
Danish news agency Ritzau. Mark, you sit next to Donald Trump in moments where he talks about conquering Greenland, talks about lashing out at allies like Spain, starting trade wars. Things that it doesn't seem like the old Mark Rutte would approve of. Does this have any effect on your self-respect when you sit next to him like that and say nothing?
It's a good question. Does it have any effect on your own personal self-respect? Yeah, probably.
You know.
Oh, sorry. Electric said, I can end the war on day one. I've never asked him why he won't end the war. Axe said he likes to hear his own voice, Trump, even if it never makes sense. WRTP Gen Mods. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Ack. Appreciate that.
What I always do is acknowledge when praise is due, and I think we should praise Donald Trump for the fact that NATO is so much stronger. Of course, it has to do with the Russian threat, it has to do with the war in Ukraine, but it very much also has to do with President Trump delivering now what since Eisenhower the United States tried to achieve, equalizing spending between the US and Europe. And it makes Europe stronger. It makes Europe more relevant for the United States as a partner. So that is the transformative character of this summit, of what happened in The Hague, the implementation.
The difference between all these leaders and Trump is they're all actually capable of setting their own egos aside to do what's best for the people in their country. That would be pretty cool if we had a president like that, but we don't. And it'd be cool if the people that keep supporting him didn't prioritize his ego over the country too.
Since The Hague, this summit as a point in time where we take stock, and I think that is extremely important. And when it comes to Greenland, I already explained. We had a meeting in Davos. And I said, I agree with you when it comes to Russia, when it comes to China, gaining access to the High North. But let's do this together. We have NATO for this. Let's work together on this. This is exactly what we are doing.
Okay, we have very...
All right. Sorry, got distracted a little bit. I think that was the last one. Oh, no. Here's a reporter now asking Trump, this kind of seems like a strategic dead end for you. Can you explain to us how this is not a strategic dead end? It is. I honestly think what Trump is saying today is like, I just want to quit war. I just want to go home, which is what he should do. If he doesn't like the MOU, he should just go home. Iran's not going to follow us here. You can just quit and go home. That's fine. But there's no plan forward. There's no way to go forward here. He can't invade Iran and survive as leader. The country will flip on him immediately. Like he already doesn't have the support to invade Iran. He can't do any of this shit. So he's just like, he's stuck. And that's the question he's being asked now is like, seems like a strategic dead end. How come you can't end this?
The Iran war seems to be a strategic dead end for you. Why are you apparently unable to end the Iran war?
So I think
Howdy said, I can't wait till this is over.
I think we're doing just the opposite. The Iran war has been a tremendous military success. And, I can only answer.
In what way? Do we have MAGA here? Somebody help me. In what way has this been a tremendous success?
The question by saying they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. I think I was there for one reason, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I call it.
They didn't, they don't, they never have. Cool. Like showing up to Phoenix in July for snow. Yeah, it would be cool. We all want snow. All of us in Phoenix right now want snow. We would love some snow. You're not going to find it here. It doesn't exist here.
Denuclearize Iran, and that's happened. They will never have a nuclear
Nobody ever came up with denuclearize before. They come up with that word.
Weapon.
Oh, I forgot his uncle worked at MIT. Never mind. My bad.
That stuff is so far down under a mountain. It's a granite mountain that collapsed on top of it.
I love this. Just remember, complete victory decimated the mountain. They'll never recover from this. And by never, he means
months to get it out.
It might take months to get it out. Come on, guys. Come on. You can't be serious anymore. We can't be serious anymore.
I think it's a tremendous success, Iran. And
Iran has been tremendously successful. That's true. The war in Iran has not been tremendously successful. Then Senator Coons was actually asked about this question. I don't remember he's one of the Gang of Eight, but he's on the Foreign Relations Committee. Whoops. And so he has seen the evidence from the Iran war. He was asked by Wolf Blitzer if we have eliminated their capability of building a nuclear weapon.
Did the U.S. Under President Trump effectively eliminate Iran's capability of building a nuclear bomb?
No. And to be clear, under President Obama, there was an Iran nuclear deal that had...
Listen, Mat Pandejos, Iran might be on life support. That's fine. We don't support them. We think that we shouldn't murder innocent people. If that's what you mean by support, fine. But there's no reason for this war to be going on. Stop jacking off to Donald Trump murdering people. We just don't like murder. We don't think we should be bombing a country that has literally done nothing to us. They didn't have a nuclear weapon. They keep telling us that they did, but they obviously didn't. I don't know. Like, just pull the head out of Trump's ass for a second and try and pay attention to what we're saying here. It's not about Donald Trump. He's just the dipshit that keeps fucking up. We just don't want to murder innocent people. That's it.
Searching on-the-ground inspections by the IAEA, a UN group that does nuclear inspections, and we had real visibility into their program. They both pledged to give up any effort to develop a nuclear bomb and downblended all of their highly enriched uranium and closed off, they filled it with concrete, a potential plutonium reactor. Where we are today under President Trump is, yes, last summer.
Manny, try that one again. Try that sentence again, bud. You're speaking Trump. You're combining words that don't go together.
He carried out a military action that bombed several of their main sites. They were not close to having a usable, deliverable nuclear weapon at that point, and they are certainly farther away now.
Thanks,
but we
Hazy.
don't have a clear, detailed understanding of the status.
Guess who else is on life support? Burned out? No. 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 We aren't doing that here. No. Homosexuals hate Trump, America, and God. Okay, bud. Okay. You're a human being. You're an adult human being on a YouTube chat, and you typed out homosexuals hate Trump, America, and God. You just did that, bud. That's crazy. Good for you. You really got us.
Of their centrifuges, the status of that highly enriched uranium, or a clear path towards resolving it, other than going back to the negotiating table with Iran. So
Iran equals parking lot. Let's look at a live view in Iran real quick. Let's see if it's a parking lot. It's got to be some, right? Oh, I don't know if do we trust worldcam.eu? Big Daddy Jessica says, I'm bisexual and I do hate all of those things. Ah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. All right, this is the the Isfahan Financial Center. Oh, okay. It's not going to let me go there. I can see it in a small window, but it looks like it's not a parking lot. In fact, there's some roads there. Unfortunately, Iran is not a parking lot, but good guess. My live is restricted for some audiences. Take that, TikTok. Amy said, you know what Iran has done? Show the world that we are not almighty and powerful. They're winning. Queen said, can't find any snow in Phoenix, but there are a lot of Biggs will fix it signs to enjoy. I've been wondering what I can do. Like, I'm wondering if I can make like a Biggs is a bitch signs. I don't know if I can get arrested for that. I need to look up the law here in Arizona. Can we put up Biggs is a bitch? Or just like a sign pointing to his sign that's like, this guy sucks. Something like that. I'm not sure what I'm allowed and not allowed to do. I need to look into that. Anyways, back to Senator Coons here.
I don't think we're significantly safer today with regards to their nuclear program. And the other goal that President Trump initially announced for this war with Iran, remember he said to the thousands of protesters rising up against the Iranian government, help is on the way. There's been no talk about any efforts at regime change under this MOU.
All right. Then Trump got like kind of ominous. This one's weird. There's a lot of different reactions I think you could have to this, and I don't think I would poo-poo most of them. I'm gonna play it, and then let's talk about theories of why he said what he said here.
At some point, but all of it's gone. Everything's gone. Their
This is the Iran is gone. Iran is not gone. It's still there.
leaders are gone. They had leaders, they're gone. And they had another set of leaders, they're gone. Now they have another set of leaders, they may be gone. Who knows? And you know what? I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place.
Maybe. Why though? Why do you think you're their number one target? You just fucking bombed them, dude. You just fucking bombed them. What do you think? Who on earth would they hate more than you? Maybe Netanyahu. Netanyahu might be their number one. But if it's not Netanyahu number one, it's Trump number one. Of course they hate you, dude. Remember when you blew up the school full of children? Remember when you blew up apartment buildings full of innocent people? Yeah, dude, they fucking hate you. You're murdering people in their country. I can't believe, I don't even understand. What are they so cross about? It blows my mind. They're saying now that they're going to come after me. I killed their leader. Like I ordered the hit on their leader. I ordered the hit on their military leaders, and they're mad at me? Huh. How did that happen?
Because they're scum. That's the way they act, and that's the way they've done it for 47 years. But I'm doing what's right for the country. I'm doing really what's right for the planet.
All right. The part about him saying I may be gone soon. I want to get conspiratorial because I saw this. A lot of people are saying that's the exit plan. Been some really fucking questionable assassination attempts, not just on Trump, but on other people. There's been some very, very questionable stuff that's happened in terms of political violence recently. That was a strange thing for him to say. Or maybe he can sneak away and you'll see, 2 weeks after, we'll see some just bloated lard ass in a convertible in West Palm Beach. And they'll be like, are you Donald Trump? And he's like, nah, I'm Palm Beach Tim. And he'll be with Palm Beach Pete hanging out together. And MAGA will be like, yeah, that's definitely not them. It's not them. They both died. It was the liberal agenda that got him. It's the communist Iranians that got him. It was Mamdani.
At some point. But all of it's gone. Everything's gone.
All right. Anyways. I think I have some more. This great question. Shout out 10 out of 10 by some of these reporters. This is from the New York Times. I don't remember this reporter's name, but this is a really good question that we should ask Trump more often.
Mr. President, Tyler Pager with the New York Times.
Tyler Pager.
Last month you said Iranian leaders were very rational people, nice people to deal with, strong people, smart people. Today you said they were scum, sick people, and being led by sick people. What changed, and do you think
I got to know him. I've said that.
We had a slumber party. What do you mean you got to know him? Bro, you didn't negotiate with them. But we've seen you every day. You haven't been with them. You didn't get to know anybody.
About a lot. Now, when you say rational, I think they're much more rational than level 1, level 2. Level 1 is gone. Level 2 is gone. This is level 3. I think.
Yeah, Rubio liked that one. All right. Then, perhaps the craziest thing he said. I don't know if there's anybody who's been more, consistently more wrong about everything than Donald Trump. And somehow he is all the people that vote for him and still support him say things like he's right about everything. It's not true. It's just on a hat. And I don't know, Mag, if you're here, I don't know if you know this, but something being on a hat or a t-shirt doesn't make it true. If you read something and it seems like something you like, that doesn't mean that it's true. It could be true or false, but being printed on clothing doesn't make something true. Here he is talking about how he's never wrong. By the way, did he end that war on day one with Russia and Ukraine? What about with Israel and Palestine and in the Gaza Strip? No, that's still going. What about war in Iran? Was it going to be over quickly? They did the 12-day war. Did that end it? No, that didn't end it. What about this one? It was going to be 2 or 3 weeks. Did he fix that? No. Has he brought down oil prices? No. Has he brought down housing prices? No. Has he brought down inflation? No. He literally has gotten every single prediction wrong since he's been president. Nothing he said was going to happen has happened. And he can stand on stage and be like, can you believe how I keep getting everything right? And Mag is like, yeah, that's crazy. It's so crazy that you're getting everything right.
Thank you, Mr. President. Steve Sedgwick from CNBC. The oil markets are up today around about 7% for WTI and Brent as well. The world is taking you at your word, sir, that the MOU is...
Yeah, I know. I keep saying war in Gaza. I keep saying Israel and Gaza or Israel and Palestine. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's just it's what Israel's doing to Gaza.
Over, that the ceasefire is over. What happens next, sir? Are we on the cusp of a full-scale return to full conflict?
Well, I'll tell you what happens next. we're never going to see Iran have a nuclear weapon.
They've never had one, you big dumb fucking bitch.
Because that's much more important than the numbers you're talking about.
You'll never see snow in July in Phoenix. You'll never see a unicorn fucking a Tyrannosaurus Rex. These are all things you will never see. Thanks to me, MAGA. Can you believe it? Donald Trump is going to make it. He saved us. You know how dangerous a unicorn T-Rex would be? That would kill your children. And we're not going to have that anymore. Do you know how disruptive snow would be in July in Phoenix? And he saved us from that. Thank you, Donald Trump. Phoenix. Speaking of Phoenix, where I said Trump on communism, it's been proven to be a disaster for thousands of years. I didn't know ancient Atlantis was communist. I have that one coming up. Dog Lover said Antifa dues a misdemeanor.
The prices of oil are dropping like a rock. Now they'll be up a little bit, and this will end very quickly. We have an oil glut right now because we got all those boats out of the strait. And
oil glut? The fuck is an oil glut? What is an oil glut? I'm going to look at it. What the fuck is an oil glut? It's a massive oversupply of crude oil. Okay. Do we have a massive oversupply of crude oil right now? I don't know. That's not our oil, dude. That's their oil. Is he just saying like in the world there's more oil?
Glut right now because we got all those boats out of the strait. And it's going to drop, and I've predicted everything.
Dude, let's see. Do we currently have an oil glut? Is that like a kofefi? Yeah, listen, I'm as shocked as you are that when I looked up oil glut that it was a real thing. He has said a lot of shit today that were not real words or real things. Oil glut is a real thing. Fears of global oil glut have resurfaced rapidly, driving prices down following an easing of tensions, reopening the strait. Yeah, I guess what he's saying is true. That's why the global benchmarks tumbled, with Brent crude falling towards $71 and West Texas Intermediate around $68. So now they're going to. So now they're warning about having to put oil price caps on so the oil companies don't lose money. Awesome.
I've been right about everything, and I have been for a long time. Yeah. That's how I got to be president.
Was Obama born in the United States? Was he born in Kenya? Did he get that right? Did Hillary get locked up? What's Comey doing? How's prison going for James Comey? Did the 2020 election get overturned? I don't remember if that got overturned or not. Anybody remember? Yeah, it's COVID all over again. I got those ones.
3 times. That's how I won 3 elections. I did very well in the second one.
Whoa. I was right about everything. It's how I won 3 elections. Whoopsies.
And won it. It was a rigged election. But I've been.
Jesus Christ. Marco, you sold your soul, bud. I don't know what was left of your soul. You sold whatever was left of it. Man, he has to be for history. He's going to be standing behind Donald Trump saying the dumbest shit ever. Then this is what somebody brought this one up earlier. Trump talking about communism. This was fucking brilliant.
We'll take it away from somebody. We'll give it to you. You'll have murders all over the place. Communism's a disaster. It's been proven to be for thousands of years under different names, but same thing.
As far as I know, communism started in like the 1840s. And as far as I know, that wasn't thousands of years ago. Communism is also not giving everybody everything for free. He got every single thing wrong in this clip.
Free house, we'll take it away from somebody, we'll give it to you. You'll have murders all over the place. Communism's a disaster. It's been proven to be for thousands of years under different names, but same.
What names? Tim, Jerry, Genevieve. What names did you call it, Donald?
Same thing. It's very important. Free house.
Tell us how great communism is, RTP. Listen, I'll talk to you about communism if you can tell me what the fuck communism is. He doesn't know and you don't know. Just write down the definition of communism real quick, and this is what you guys do every time. I am not a communist. Donald Trump doesn't know what the fuck it is. He said it's been around for thousands of years, and your response is, oh, so you're defending communism? No, you dumb bitch. I'm making fun of him. I thought comedy was legal again. Isn't that why we got Donald Trump to make comedy legal again? I'm making fun of him. This is a jokesy about this idiot who doesn't know what words mean. I am not saying we should do communism. This is why dumb people vote for him. Like, none of you know what any of this means. You're hearing these words come out of his mouth. You don't know. You don't know what he's saying. And then you hear me make fun of him. And you're like, oh, so you're a communist? No. There are communists here. You can talk to them. If there's a communist here that wants to talk in the YouTube chat and talk to these people and you can extol the greatness of communism, feel free. I'm not one of them. But I would like if our president knew what communism was. It would be helpful to know that he, at the very least, has a baseline understanding of what it is so that I can take his criticisms thereof seriously, which I can't. Because nothing that's happening right now in this country or in any of these countries he's talking about has a goddamn thing to do with communism. Not one goddamn thing. So, Frank, did you give me a definition? Yeah, because you're the guys are the only one with Google. Okay. I'll do it for you, Frank. I'll pull it up for you, bud. Remember, is Britannica okay for you? Frank's trying to figure out Google. It's a political and economic doctrine that aims to replace private property and a profit-based economy with public ownership and communal control of at least the major means of production and the natural resources of a society. Communism is thus a form of socialism, a higher and more advanced form, according to its advocates. Exactly how communism differs from socialism has long been a matter of debate. The distinction rests largely on the communist adherence to the revolutionary socialism of Karl Marx. More simply put, communism is a society that has an absence of government, currency, and class. There are no rich, there are no poor. There is no government. Now you tell me, Frank, where that's been done. You tell me where that has been practiced. Frank, did you laugh at that, Frank? Did you just laugh? I read you the definition. Nice try, idiot. Did you laugh at? Can we please act like everybody has Google? You asked me for the definition, bud. So is that the definition? Is that definition translate to the real world? Frank, where do you think we are? Do you think we're in a fake world right now? This is the real world, bud. Do we have this many like insane people in our country? How many Franks do you think there are? Yeah, but you try that in the real world. Try what? You actually think definitions of government structures are what happens in reality? Jesus Christ. I give up. You're right. Somebody said don't talk to trolls. I don't even think he's a troll. What does that even mean? I'm going to go back to it. You actually think definitions of... What was that? You actually think definitions of government structures are what happens in reality. God bless you, Frank. God bless you, Franklin. Things are going to probably get worse for you. I doubt they get better, but holy fucking shit. I got so distracted. I closed the outline. Let me get back to it. My God. Okay. Is this the one I just played? Let me see. Now this is Trump now bragging about how he would be the greatest communist ever. Frank, maybe this is the real world you're looking for.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Iris Tao.
Who you with?
NTD
Why don't you say your
television.
name and who you're with? It's always helpful.
Thank you, Mr. President, for doing this. Iris Tao with NTD, with a sister media with the Epoch Times.
Okay.
On communism, you've
Ooh, Epoch Times, big hitters.
been issuing a wake-up call to Americans at home about the dangers of communism. And now
Yeah.
you're speaking on the world stage. What's your message to people both living under communist and socialist regimes, but also people living under democracies like in Europe and America, who might not have realized how close communism has come to home?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. But
That is not a great question. That was a nonsensical question. That's the kind of question you ask somebody who doesn't know anything about communism, and that's the question you ask if you also don't know anything about communism. Her question was, what do you say to not only the communists but the socialists and the what did you say, capitalists?
Look,
So people living under democracies like in
And democracies. Yeah, communism and socialism can happen under democracies. She's confusing economic theories with again, like the structure of how like power structures. The opposite of socialism and communism is not democracy. Right? It would be capitalism if you're this is a terrible question. This doesn't make any sense.
also people living under democracies like in Europe and America, who might not have realized how close communism has come to home.
yeah, that's a great question, actually. But look, I want to get the word out because what's forming is communism in the country. And communism's easy to sell. I would be the greatest communist in history. I'd be right up there with Lenin. I'd be as good as anybody. You've got free rent for the rest of your life. What they don't say is that you'll be living in squalor in 12 months. You've got the
I remember famously when Lenin said, you'll be given free rent for the rest of your life. It's just community ownership. It's like if you and your 4 friends bought a house together, would your rent be free? No, you would collectively pay for that house, right? Like if you split the costs, it's not free. It's not what any of this stuff means. Lenin, Amy Lynn said, like Trump taking parts of private companies, kind of. Yeah, a little bit. That's more socialism. Raina says chipping in for those Andy Biggs is a bitch signs. Thank you. We need those everywhere. I gotta talk to an attorney and see if we can do that.
free house. Would anybody like to have a free house? We'll take it away from somebody. We'll give it to you. You'll have murders all over the place. Communism's a disaster. It's been proven to be for thousands of years under different.
Yeah. Sorry. God, that was the beginning of that. Anyways, that's our insane president rambling incoherently. And before we move away to the topic today, which is going to be mass surveillance, I think what we've seen out of the Young Turks in the last 2 years has been like a slow move towards what they say is the middle, but they're clearly now searching for a right-wing audience. They see the amount of money that you can make from right-wing advertisers when they took on Polymarket, and now they have the Polymarket studio. And I think we're getting close to the final transition into conservatism, where now we have Anna Kasparian doing rape apology. Fuck the Young Turks. They're about to be very popular on the right for doing rape apologies segments. This is disgusting. Trigger warning.
Because it places us in this unbearable position of having to adjudicate something that should have been adjudicated in a court of law if this.
By the way, they're talking about Graham Plattner, the person who accused Graham Plattner.
In a court of law if this actually took place. If someone entered my home and forcibly raped me, I would not allow the individual who forcibly raped me, that's violent, right, to remain in my home and sleep it off. But that is.
Oh, okay. After the forcible rape, suddenly you'd be able to fight them off, right? You were so scared that it happened to you and you couldn't stop it. But then after it happened to you, you could have probably fought them off and run them out, right? Yeah. Sorry, RTP. I agree with Young Turks. Fuck you. That's gross. Sure you do. Sure not. Stay away from women, please. If you are a woman, don't talk to any other ones. Don't give them advice. That's disgusting.
What she did. She alleges that he was so drunk that she didn't want to tell him to leave because he might harm someone on the road. He just forcibly raped you, right? Call the cops, or more importantly, get the hell out of the house. But she did neither one of those things. Neither one of those things.
Yeah.
Because it places us in this.
Sound like she lying, bro. Yeah, you sound like a fucking piece of shit, bro. She sound like she lying. You haven't heard her. It's an article. You don't know a goddamn thing. Her therapist was like, everybody's lying. You sound like a piece of shit, honestly. You sound like what's wrong with this society. You sound like the type of person I would never allow around my daughter. Please stay far away from women. And if you think this is like a one-time thing, I didn't cover this yesterday, and I wasn't going to because fuck Cenk Uygur forever. But then I decided, yeah, we're going to say it. Because Cenk, when the allegations came out with Plattner, unlike a normal human being, unlike what we expect out of progressives, in hearing out the accuser and looking at the evidence, Cenk decided that, this was all just AIPAC. And Cenk now, this is why I feel like they're moving to the right. This seems like Cenk now doing the progressive left is anti-Semitic. When people accuse the progressive left of being anti-Semitic, it's not always correct. Like, in fact, most of the time it's not. Most of the time it's a shield for Israel. Like, oh, you can't criticize Israel or you're anti-Semitic. This is anti-Semitism. Cenk said, this is what I know for sure about Plattner. Every legacy media outlet is trying their hardest to make sure he loses. They are investigating every minute and every facet of his life. Yeah, bitch, welcome to running for office. Welcome to running for office. They never do this for insiders. They despise outsiders who challenge power. The minute a candidate says he's not going to listen to the donors, especially AIPAC, he is set upon 24/7 by people posing as reporters. They are the attack dogs of the wealthy and powerful people who run this country, and they hate it when their orders are not followed. So no, I don't believe any mainstream media story. I think they are agents of propaganda and not real news. And to my knowledge, they haven't investigated a single component of Susan Collins' very long and very corrupt life, because that's precisely the type of corruption that national media loves and wants you to think is normal. Let's be clear. We weren't in the room. I wasn't in the room. You weren't in the room. Cenk Uygur was not in the room. Nobody saying they believe her or do not believe her was in that room, right? There's two people that were in that room that night. One of them claims they don't remember anything, but they acknowledge they were there. The other one claims to remember a lot of things. That person happened to be the one that was sober, and that person happens to be the one who was abused. This is taking a stance. This is taking a stance to say that this accuser is lying because AIPAC wants them to. And this is why people don't come forward when they're abused. This is why people get abused and stay quiet, because this is what we do. Fuck the Young Turks. Fuck the Young Turks. This is a stance. One way or another, this is a stance. And the stance they decide to take is, Anna says it's the victim's fault. Anna's not saying it didn't happen. She's saying if it did happen, it was her fault. She might be suggesting it didn't happen, but if it did happen, then it's her fault. And Cenk is saying, I don't believe this even happened. This is just another AIPAC thing. Dude, fuck the Young Turks and anybody. Like, I hope they lose their entire audience. What the fuck happened to the Young Turks? This is Hassan's uncle. They couldn't be further apart on this. That's gross. It's only contributing to rape culture. Exactly. Yeah. Sorry, this shit pisses me off. Kind of like that. They're such sellouts. It's crazy how when people get money, how corruptible they become. It's so easy for them to be corrupted. Damn it, you're finally agreeing with him. Cenk? You're agreeing with Cenk? Imagine admitting that. Imagine admitting that. It's crazy. TYT isn't right-wing. It's TYT is fight fire with fire philosophy. They believe you can't play by... I don't know if TYT is right-wing, but I think they're moving that way. I mean, what was Anna Kasparian's like awful take on trans people? Birthing person? I can't handle hearing the word birthing person. I'm going to freak the fuck out. Sounds pretty goddamn conservative to me. It's like the Bill Maher thing, right? You get rich, you get removed from regular society, and then suddenly you're like, oh, my reality is everybody else's reality, and I don't like being uncomfortable at all. Anything that makes me uncomfortable should not be allowed. I'm agreeing with you, not Cenk. Oh, okay. Gotcha. My bad. Thank you, Elish. I don't know if I said mean things to you. If I did, I apologize. Sometimes I overreact. Marjorie Taylor Greene took up from too. Yeah, she said something about it, kind of along the same lines, right? Something about AIPAC. All right. I want to talk about this. Have you guys heard? What's the company? Flock. The first time I heard of Flock actually was maybe a month ago when Mark Andreessen was on Rogan. And he was like, it was weird. He was really, really pushing Flock. Flock is like this network of cameras. They were talking about it in Austin, where it basically can record every move everywhere. They claim it's going to allow them to solve crime faster. The data on that, at the very best, is mixed. You can cherry pick it to make it look like they do a good job, but if you look at the data as a whole, there's no real there's no real proof that it's lowering crime rates. Now, though, I think we're realizing for the first time that we are in a surveillance state, and because of the corruption of this administration and companies like Palantir, the surveillance state has become like mainstream. Like, more people know about it now, and people are recognizing it now. So we're going to spend probably the rest of the live. There's about an hour and 20 minutes left talking about Flock. We may get to some other stuff. We may not. Just a reminder, though, we are crowdfunded. I saw somebody calling me a scammer, so thank you for the reminder. We rely on your generosity to keep ourselves funded. We do that through Super Chats, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and TikTok gifts. And then a reminder, tonight we have a members-only event where we will be watching a movie together in Discord. I haven't picked the movie yet. I'll do that at the end of the live today. So if you can help us out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Remember, Antifa dues, it's July now, so July Antifa dues need to be in. This month's Antifa picnic is going to take place at Mar-a-Lago, and it's BYOB. It's going to be a really, really good time. Anyways, let's talk about Flock.
With this mass surveillance system, that is a Flock safety camera. It's an artificial intelligence automated license plate reader. I've reported on Flock before, and if there's one thing people in the comments can agree on, it's their hatred of this. That's because at least 90,000 Flock cameras across 6,000 communities read over 20 billion plates per month. All that information then gets uploaded into a giant shared database, which can be accessed by law enforcement and government agencies. And no surprise, this raises a slew of issues.
Yes, it does. So real quick, Tiffany said everyone has their own unique trauma response, and if you are arguing that her reaction was wrong, maybe you've never been in that kind of situation. It's excellent context. And thank you, Burned Out Medic.
Like one Ohio man pulled over accused of stolen plates, attacked by police dogs, and jailed because Flock read the 7 on his plates as a 2. Or the Colorado woman accused of stealing a package and treated as guilty until proven innocent because Flock caught her driving 20 times in 1 month. Then there's the Arkansas couple that had a Flock camera pointed right at their house, putting them and their guests under constant warrantless surveillance. And not to perpetuate stereotypes, but multiple cops and police chiefs have accessed Flock hundreds of times to stalk their exes and current partners. But don't worry, you can stalk people too, because Flock cameras are hackable in under 30 seconds. They can be turned into a personal spy device, run on an Android operating system discontinued in 2021, and didn't even have two-factor authentication until it recently came out that they didn't.
So cool.
YouTuber Ben Jordan even found 51 vulnerabilities with Flock and said accessing them is so easy.
Yeah, there's a Mormon temple right there. Hey.
12-year-olds.
Shout out Mormons. Where's my Mormons at? There's Dano right there. That's our home, Dano. Want to go in there and do some secret handshakes?
do it. We don't condone the destruction of flock cameras, but we're also not surprised the public has reached their boiling point. One Virginia man now faces 19 felonies and 6 misdemeanors for destroying 13 cameras over 6 months. In Michigan, police used flock to catch this guy who caused about 10 grand in damage to cameras. And Oregon vandals / patriots, depending who you ask, cut down 9 flock cameras, leaving some with colorfully worded stickers. Flock cameras in California, Connecticut, and Illinois have also been destroyed. So, did Americans take
compare magic on diverse states.
Notes from Britain's Blade Runners?
All right. Let's talk about it. So that's your introduction to Flock, if you didn't know who Flock was. Who said, let me go back, actually. There was a comment here. Illusion said, did you see the Blade Runners fight back in London? I did not. Connor said, what's this Antifa do? What's this Antifa do? You have to show up to the potluck and you'll see what this Antifa do. Keisha said, Antifa do's keep up the great work. Thank you very much, Keisha. Right. Let me get back. God. There it is. Okay. This was an NBC News
it's a debate
video that they put out. I thought this was really interesting. I'm going to stop this and go in and out. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of perspective you guys can add. I don't know a great deal about this type of technology, but can we just, before this gets going, for our MAGA friends, I know we've been at each other's throats today. Could we try and agree on this one? Could we try and agree that maybe we don't need the government and private companies watching our every move all the fucking time? Could we agree on that? Like, even though they say they need it to track down immigrants, could we just be like, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll sacrifice a little bit for our own privacy. Can we not go full police state? Roly Poly Bolo said, if you want a flock rabbit hole, check out Flock Raven, Flock Condor, Flock Nova, and Flock Drones. Okay, that's next. Dog Lover said, for next month's due, pray for my dad. He had to purchase Starlink. Thoughts and prayers.
Intensifying across the country.
Your community is telling you that we don't want this.
I think we should completely remove them.
Here in Pasadena, California, residents and city leaders grapple with what to do about Flock, the leading manufacturer of automated license plate readers, or ALPRs. The cameras are installed at intersections and capture detailed vehicle data, which AI can analyze to identify people and alert authorities who say it's an important crime-fighting tool. But critics argue the cameras have created a mass surveillance network that's been tapped by federal immigration agencies like ICE to surveil protesters and monitor individuals.
The UK has a group that they're calling Blade Runners that have been running through towns just to destroy those Flock cameras. Okay, I'm going to search for this. We're going to add this to the outline while this is playing. I'll find it.
The battle over controversial Flock cameras in Troy is heating up.
It's playing out across the country, from Troy, New York, where the mayor declared an emergency to keep the cameras running after public pushback.
Get the Flock out of Troy. Thank you very much.
To Dayton, Ohio, where authorities took to covering its cameras with what looks like garbage bags after the city voted to suspend Flock. Across the country, at least 57 municipalities have canceled or let their contracts with Flock expire over the past year, with 15 more rejecting proposed Flock contracts due to community pushback, according to data compiled by NBC News.
So this is above and beyond the license plate detection, and you can see that it sort of follows him in the shot.
Yadi Yancey and Nick Rabb are co-founders of Deflock Pasadena, a grassroots organization hoping to pressure Pasadena to cancel its existing contract with Flock. What's the biggest concern here?
I think the biggest
Thank you, Pink, for the Antifa dues. Appreciate that.
Concern is that if these technologies were used and the data got through to ICE and led to a raid or was used by police for a wrongful conviction, then basically ruins someone's life.
There needs to be more community input and consensus and consent before deploying this and any other mass surveillance technology.
Deflock activists requested public records reviewed by NBC News, finding that Pasadena's database was requested by various law enforcement agencies in the summer of 2025. In dozens of those requests, the reason given included FBI or ICE. One specific query on June 9th, 2025, confirmed by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, listed ICE protest as the reason for a search of 830 separate surveillance camera networks in Flock's system, including Pasadena's Flock cameras.
Is that a crime, protesting? Damn. Using your First Amendment rights is now a reason for people to search and follow you, watch you on camera? You're exercising your rights?
The search request came on the very same day as a peaceful protest at an ICE facility in San Bernardino. Flock says it had pilot projects with several federal agencies during this time period, including with Customs and Border.
By the way, this is a Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen backed company. These are the tech oligarchs that own Flock. This isn't some Texas company. This isn't just some small company that the government contracted to do this. They went out and they lobbied the federal government to be able to do this because they want, not only do they want to collect data, they want to collect habits. Somebody said people are using it to try and identify shoplifters, and they're building profiles around people that legitimately they're building a profile that's like what you look like, how you dress, what time of day you're shopping, the way that you move, and the people that fit this profile will be watched more closely. It's legitimately just a way to judge somebody's appearance and treat them differently. But they won't use that for like skin color or political leanings, right? They're not going to do any of that.
Protection, but says that all its federal pilot programs ended by August of last year. However, according to Pasadena's transparency portal maintained by Flock, it was still sharing its
For the MAGA geniuses in the chat so far today, this payment may or may not be communism. Thank you, Neely. Hey, howdy, said anti-fascism organization dues. Thank you.
With a regional intelligence
Thank you,
center
Damien.
that facilitates information sharing between local, state, and federal agencies until last month, discontinuing access after NBC News reached out. In emails to NBC News, the city of Pasadena says it's taking a, quote, cautious approach and is working with the city council to identify next steps for its Flock program. Do you feel like Flock has done enough to safeguard their system so that this is not accessed by those federal agencies?
I would say no way. And trying to, make it appear as if this data is, for example, in California, staying within California, but there's so many other ways that data can get outside.
In a statement, the Department of Homeland Security says in part that it does not maintain a contract with Flock Safety and that it's, quote, using all lawful tools to remove dangerous criminal illegal aliens from the U.S.
Well, I know there's concerns about whether or not this data is being shared with ICE. Flock does not have a relationship with ICE.
Flock insists it's strengthened guardrails to secure the data.
Okay, here's the thing. Flock doesn't directly have a connection to ICE. Why do you think that there's an attack on sanctuary cities? Let's get back to what is a sanctuary city. A sanctuary city is a city who refuses to use their own resources to do federal law enforcement duties like ICE. But in places like Austin, Texas, in places like Dallas, Texas, if they decide to work with the federal government, then the federal government can use Flock. ICE uses them all the time. It's just not a direct line, and that's how they get around this. Of course they're using it.
That's being collected, and says where it's shared is really up to the local authorities.
Well, cities actually control the data completely and have complete authority over how it's being used.
So is this where you watch all the magic unfold?
ICE is the enforcement arm of immigration. Thank you.
We changed the game.
This was tried in Germany 80 years ago. Yeah.
Alameda County, where the sheriff's office says the technology has been invaluable. We got a behind-the-scenes look at how Flock technology is being used.
If the police say that a piece of technology is invaluable, I immediately think, fuck, we shouldn't have that piece of equipment.
You hear an alert tone. What does that tell you?
So the alert tone is related to the license plate readers, and it lets us know that there's been an activation. There's one right now on a vehicle traveling past one of our cameras that are positioned in a public place.
What could that mean exactly?
It can mean a number of things. That camera network is hooked up to the Department of Justice, so the stolen vehicle system. It could be an armed robbery car, carjacking, a murder vehicle.
I mean, this thing is going off.
We get a lot of alerts in this county.
While it may receive information from federal law enforcement, Alameda County insists the data isn't flowing the other way.
All right, so let's just talk about, see how much data, like alerts were coming through there? How do you think they decide which alerts to follow? Because they clearly, with that amount of alerts coming through, certainly they can't follow up on everything. Do you think they go through them each individually and sort them out by which one came in first, which one seems more priority, or do they kind of just have that as a database so that when they decide to investigate something, they can manipulate that data? Or maybe they don't feel like manipulating; they can use that data. And then I would say, like, yeah, but they tend to manipulate the equipment. They tend to go overboard with the equipment. They tend to use equipment in ways that are unlawful. MAGA, don't say that they don't do that, because I'm going to show you videos here in a second of them doing exactly that. And that's the real problem. Like, if we could trust our police, I guess you could make an argument for this, but you have to say, like, I trust the government with this level of intrusion. Good luck selling that. Did you vote for this, by the way? Did anybody vote for this? The cities just did this on their own. Somehow we've turned into a police state without a vote on any of this stuff. I wonder if it had anything to do with the billionaires that own Flock bribing officials or lobbying officials. Probably not, right? They probably just came up with it on their own.
We have absolutely no external sharing with any federal agencies or immigration. There is no way they could access our data without our knowledge.
Seems like China now. It's feeling a lot like China.
The 3 remaining Alameda County supervisors voted yes.
In April, Alameda County leaders voted narrowly to extend its Flock contract for several more months, despite concerns from residents.
This technology is used specifically related to calls for service, 911 calls for help, and to stop criminals.
Yeah, that's a good point that he's aware of. Yeah.
Move this technology, it's going to be a big detriment to public safety.
Back in Pasadena,
So there is definite benefit to having this technology.
The debate over safety and privacy continues as cities confront a new digital age of policing. Dana Griffin, NBC News, Pasadena, California.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay.
Now this one's longer, and this isn't so edited, but I just wanted to watch the whole thing. There have been multiple now members of law enforcement who have been caught abusing Flock. This is a deputy. I could remember. Say where he was from. I don't remember where he's from. Anyways, this is a deputy that got caught stalking somebody using Flock cameras.
I did. Okay. When you pulled her over, did you know it was her?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a legal reason to pull her over?
No.
Okay. All right, so.
That should be the end, right? Did you know it was her when you pulled her over? Yeah, did you have a legal reason? That's just a little teaser of what you're about to see.
The reason I asked you to come in today is I'm a supervisor of a detective unit. I operate down south. I recently have been investigating one of our deputies for some misconduct, and I'm wondering if you know about this or you know what I'm talking about.
No, I used to Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I know like what happened to me.
Can you tell me about like your interaction with
Yes.
Lamar, or like how it started or whatever?
Yeah, so I was on set with Bad Monkey pretty much all of February, but the very first day, which was February 3rd, they had us shuttled over to the first scene, and as soon as I get off the bus, it was like immediately it was, oh my God, why didn't nobody tell me we were bringing models to set? Just being very loud. And
Lamar was.
Lamar.
Yeah.
Okay. And I
Hit us with the ACAB. Hit us. This is going to be a long video. I'm not going to provide too much commentary. I want to show this. I don't know if you guys like this at all, but it was interesting to me, and I think it's important that people see how easily this is abused.
Immediately, and I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. Yeah, it's not.
Guys, Christopher doesn't feel any restrictions. We should just all drop it. Christopher doesn't feel it. It's okay.
I want my first to be like, it's not what I wanted to be.
And this was right when you got off the bus?
As soon as I was walking off the shuttle. Okay. Yeah. So then our stand-ins go to where the scene is happening. They're walking us through it. And he comes up to me and he's like, hey, I apologize.
Christopher likes to be watched.
Disrespected you.
I can't finish unless someone's watching me.
Or anything. And I'm like, oh no, you're fine. And he was like, what's your name? And I was like, and he was like, do you live here in town in Key West? Are you with the LA crew? And I'm like, I live in Marathon. Me and my boyfriend moved here a couple of years ago. And then he's like, oh, cool. So you live here in Marathon? I'm like, yeah.
Same urban legends.
They asked us second team to go in, so then we went in. And then as soon as we went back out, and I was by myself again, he came back up to me. He's like, hey, do you have like social media or anything? And I'm like, I noticed the ring on his finger, but then again, I'm like, is he a real cop or is he a fake cop? Right. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, pulls out his phone, and I'm not mean enough to be like, leave me alone.
Right.
So he like pulls out his phone and he's like, what?
I hated that. I hated that part. I hope that if this ever happens to my daughter, she's mean enough to say, leave me alone. It's not mean, just a boundary. You got a law enforcement official who has no business asking you for your social media while they're doing their job. If they ask you for your social media, literally just tell them to go fuck themselves. Get me, yeah, thank you. Just Tracy, get mean. I hope my daughter is mean. I think she will be. She's pretty fucking mean sometimes.
I don't think my name, and I was kind of starting to be standoffish because I could tell what his demeanor was and like how his point, like I could tell what he was going after. And so then I'm like,
sorry, Dolphin said, Jay sent Jen a video on flock cams done by Joker on TikTok. I think it's great info to have. Some good trouble, but you may want to watch it first before you play it. Thank you. I'll watch it and then I'll see if we play it tomorrow.
and he pulls me up and then he's like, oh, you're popular. And I'm like, huh. And he came up to me again and he was like, I'm going to pull you over. And I'm like, no, you're not. And he was like, I'm going to find you and I'm going to pull you over. And he's like flirting, like acting.
That's a crazy way to flirt. I'm going to stalk you. No, you're not. Yes, I am.
Like it's a joke. And I'm like, no, you're not. And I was like, my boyfriend would not be happy. I wouldn't recommend that. So then on February 20th, the last day that like Bad Monkey and everybody was on set. Mm-hmm. And I was a little past Big Pine. And all of a sudden I'm driving and it's like steady traffic, like nothing too bad. And I see this cop on the side here and he cuts off the truck behind me. And I'm like, and immediately I'm like, this is him. Like I know it's him. And I can see him in my like rear view mirror. And I'm like, you better not pull me over. And he pulled me over. And then he came up to my passenger window and I had my window rolled down. I'm like, I knew it was you. And I'm like, did all my information pop up on your screen? I was like, how did you know it was me? And he's like, I told you I'd find you and pull you over. And then he was like, and I was hoping your boyfriend was in the car so I could pull him out and give him a hard time.
So when he pulled you over, did he state the reason for pulling you over?
No.
Did he ask for any information?
No.
Driver's license, like a normal driver's license?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. This is enough reason to not have this. It's enough. I don't care what crimes it solves. This is plenty. You don't get this. Please don't get access to this. If we're going to have this data, maybe a judge has to be the one that you have to go get a warrant to access this stuff. Like the fact that just a deputy can just access this information and track somebody down and stalk them by following them with cameras. That's what's happening. Just so we're clear here. That's how he found her. He's following her live with cameras so that he can pull her over. That's what the tech bros who were sitting behind Trump at his inauguration, that's what they all want. Great point, Galactic Macaroni. Also remember, it's easily hackable. There's video after video after video online of people hacking these systems, which means they too can follow you.
And he was just So I know what you're talking about, right? It looks like the interaction was approximately 4 minutes long. So in that 4 minutes, he was what was he saying? Like, what was
He was just laughing, and I'm pretty positive he brought his dancing again, and he said that, see, I told you I'd find you.
All right.
All right, so, here's the bro. Here he is. Here's Mr. Dirtbag.
I'm sure this is kind of sudden. You're working, right? Just pulling off the road, pulling into here. So the reason we're pulling in today is for a criminal investigation. Okay. So before I go any further at all, I'm going to read your Miranda rights.
All right, before they do that, Jen just wants to remind all of our paid members that the poll is up in the member movie ideas channel to pick the movie that we're going to watch tonight is in the Discord. And then also a reminder, we are crowdfunded, so if you guys could help us knock out the remaining balance of that gift goal, which is in the upper left-hand corner via PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, or Super Chats, that would be greatly appreciated. I want to thank everybody over on TikTok for keeping us up today, despite my best efforts to get us taken down. Johnny D, Plants on the Spectrum, Kim, Care Bear, Eve, Belinda, and I'm just Jen as the top gifters over there on TikTok. Thank you guys so very much. And about an hour left, and then we'll get out of here.
I know you know them, right? But we all know the drill. So our criminal investigation is regarding you.
Caffeine, I wanted to say it. I'm not going to do it this time. Jed might destroy me.
And some database stuff, right? Do you have an idea what this is about?
I think so.
Okay. Well, what do you think this is about?
I know I've stopped people.
Thank you, Natalie. Gotcha. I'll DM you.
People did some, investigation and kind of looked like on David. That's it.
Okay. Who did you look at David for?
For warrants.
Okay. I mean, I'm not talking in our law enforcement capacity, right? Yeah. This goes a little bit beyond that. Okay. So it's my understanding, based on what we've seen.
Leslie says, creepy ass cop.
Are you aware of somebody named?
Yes.
Okay. How do you know who she is?
I've talked to her.
What does that mean?
At a detail.
At a detail?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you describe what you mean? Like, tell me what you mean you talked to her.
Okay. Well, it was kind of like a thing where she gave me her name. We were kind of teasing.
Kind of like hitting on her, like.
It was kind of like one of those things.
Flirting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's you're allowed to flirt, right?
Yeah.
So you,
are you allowed to flirt while you're on the job? Do we have any police officers here? It feels like you shouldn't be allowed to flirt on the job, right? I don't know if she's maybe she's just like softening it to try and get him to admit what he's doing. Is there anybody here that's a police officer? Maybe department rules are different. Can you hit on somebody? Are you allowed to flirt with people? Let me know if you can.
You met her on a detail. Mm-hmm. What detail?
Bad monkey.
Any police here can kick rocks too, roly-poly. I mean, yeah, maybe I take it back. If you're a police officer, you may not want to say anything right now. You're gonna get ACAB'd pretty hard.
And after you met her, what happened after that?
She was giving me hints, like, "Hey, good luck fighting me, whatever."
That's crazy. She was giving me hits. She was flirting with me, saying "good luck." Yeah, bro, you said you were going to find her. Well, what answer would have told you, I shouldn't do this?
I was just saying.
Yeah.
I will, something like that, and I can run her name on him and I.
Yeah, you're probably right. Little Oreo in you.
Okay. When you said it, she was saying good luck finding you. Is that in text or
Chet, no, go ahead and talk, please. Shut up, Chet. Don't do it, Chet.
It was in person?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was all in the detail that you kind of were flirting and going back and forth. At any point, did you guys exchange numbers or anything?
No, I just got her Insta.
Oh, you got her Insta? Did you hit her up on Insta at all?
Yeah.
Okay. What was that exchange like?
Just, hey, it was nice to meet you, and
just sliding in your DMs.
Yeah.
again, I'm listening.
Former LEO here says that the culture is toxic, at least with my post.
Another moral plea, right? So was she
Yeah, she said she had a boyfriend, so I took that as we got to be sneaky. That's exactly what he did.
communicating back and everything on Insta?
No. Okay. No. I just said one thing and kind of just like went back off because I don't know. I was, oh God, you know, I'm married, so it's just like.
I get it, man. I get it. As far as I'm concerned, this stays with us, right? Beyond this room, I don't have much control, but I have no place to tell anyone about anything else, right? So back to her. Okay, so you met her, you got her Insta, followed her a little bit. Did you run her and David?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you run her and David?
David's the program, right? That you can pull up all their information. Is that right? Again, I know maybe this isn't like the greatest place for law enforcement to expose themselves, but is that what it is? Okay, thanks.
For some reason, I didn't need to, but I don't know. I knew right when I did that, I was like, fuck, what did I do? So I kind of went back, because I was able to find her on
Insta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I got her Insta that day.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, you know, I was just...
Does this violate the Fourth Amendment? Feels like it.
I was gonna find her, you know, and...
So you ran her name and David?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, like, if I did an M&I first...
Okay, so you ran her an M&I to see if she had an M&I?
I don't know if that's a search or a seizure. I don't know. We got any lawyers here? You think that's a Fourth Amendment violation? I don't know.
Did she? Did you
David is the driver and vehicle information database. Thank you.
find any info on M&I?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you use whatever you found in M&I to run her and David?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you run in David? Like,
Yeah, it's obviously against the law. I'm just wondering if that it would be a Fourth Amendment or if that would be something else.
was her name, her
Yeah, I
DO?
think it was like her DO.
Okay.
That's it.
And it was just to kind of...
Yeah.
There was no legal reason to do it? Okay. Did you run that name maybe more than once to David?
I don't know how many times.
Okay.
I think it was once.
Yeah, without cause it would be a violation. I'm just wondering what the exact law is there.
That I recall.
Okay. Did anything else happen with this female? With your involvement?
No,
any databases?
Nothing else.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay. Did you pull her over?
I did.
Okay. When was that?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Was it recent?
I think like last week. I don't know. It's like a couple weeks ago.
When you pulled her over, did you know it was her?
Yes.
Okay. Did
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, Crystal. Of course, he knows it's illegal.
Did you have a legal reason to pull her over?
No.
Okay. So on the 19th, when you pulled her over, there was no legal reason for the stop. Did you call out the stop on the radio?
I tried, but I had no reception. But at that point, I was just gonna say hi, you know, got you, and we were laughing, and that's kind of it.
Okay. But you didn't put in a cat or anything for it? Okay. Did you create a hot list with her tag?
Yes.
Okay. Is that how you knew she was driving south that day? That's why you passed multiple cars. It looks like your camera went on about 3 times prior to getting behind her.
Yeah.
So you're pursuing her in an effort to just stop her and say, hey.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's hilarious, man. That's so funny.
Alright. Did you have any legal reason to put her in the hot list? She's suspected of anything?
No.
The act of surveillance needs probable cause and a warrant per DOD EO 12333. Thank you. Elish? Sorry if I'm saying that wrong.
Have you guys communicated since that traffic stop?
No, I think that was it. I just wanted to do that.
She's not responding to me. I don't know what happened. For some reason, that didn't work.
I think no, but that's the last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you misused any Any databases?
So funny, government employees cheating now. That's Rex. Yeah,
Any
cowboy.
times that I have not brought up?
No.
Has there been?
For the record, again, I don't give a fuck what they do in their personal life, but like this is such a violation of their privacy, but also the fact that it can be done is a real fucking problem. Somewhere along the line, like we lose the vision of America, like the whole idea of innocent until proven guilty. Under like the underlying principle there is that there's going to be guilty people who go free. That it's more important that innocent people don't be taken advantage of than it is that we get all of the guilty people in jail. And that is a pretty big disconnect between conservatives and progressives. That idea at the time of our founding, that was like a pretty progressive idea, but that was kind of what we were founded on. That's what made us different, right? And over time, it's just become like that's what the conservatives want to do. They just want to lock everybody up for every crime, unless it's like fraud or like rape. Those ones you don't care so much about, but all these other crimes. And so you just slow walk yourselves into a police state. But that's the whole point of our justice system. Let's never inflict pain by the government on innocent people wherever we can, in the name of we've got to get all the bad guys.
Any other individuals that you've like looked up in David or anything?
No.
Not allowing police to stalk you is exactly how the left is causing the male loneliness epidemic. Jeez. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hey, Howdy said this is why we choose the bear. Stacy said the gift goal needs help. Stacy's right. The gift goal does need help. Thank you so much, Stacy.
It's for other cases. I know I've used that for the hot list as well, but that's the only one that I.
For both the hot list, David, and CIC, you've used for people with warrants, or you're trying to find somebody for a legal reason, right?
Yeah, but she's
But with her, it was just to kind of holler at her.
Yeah. I know, stupid. She was like a. Yeah.
Well, tell me about it, man. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, like, I thought she was like a model from like the acting, because they brought.
Oh, I didn't know that he thought she was a model. Never mind. We should just close off. Let's just shut down the video. I didn't know that he thought she was a model. That justifies it all, right? Sad Renee, thank you.
Cast on the Dead Monkey, and I was like, I want to go say hi, and I did, and it was just like, are you a model? And I got so like fan. She's like, no.
No, you're not a fan because you don't know who the fuck she is. You're a creep. You're not fangirling. You're not starstruck. You're a creep. You didn't know who she was. You're just a creep. You saw somebody that you were attracted to and you thought, I have every right to go up to this person, get their name, ask for their social media, and then stalk them later. Oh, models don't have rights. Do they have rights? Sorry, that's my bad. Do models have rights? I thought maybe they didn't. It sounds like from what he's saying, they don't have rights. I always thought they did, but he seems to be saying something different.
Local, and we got into this thing, and she put out her name. I was like, oh, I was like, you should follow me. He's like, what, are you like a Insta, thing? I was like, we're following, and she does. She lives at Marathon.
Is she like instant famous?
Women's have rights? That's communism. Good point. That is an excellent point. That's true. Do we really want communism? Do we really want to be Cuba with all these women's rights?
Okay. That's like what she does?
Yeah, she's like a good model.
Okay. And you guys have never corresponded, like, otherwise, other than you holler at her and...
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah. Did you run either her vehicle or her driver's
Thanks,
license
Denise.
name through FNCIC at all?
Like your in-car?
I think so. I feel like it was either her car.
Her car?
Yeah.
Like her tag?
Yeah.
What she got from David?
I think so. It was either the car or
Did you know that running her in David was...
Tough to say if models have rights when we can't even figure out if the average American has rights. That's an excellent point. It's an excellent point.
legal? What's
the over-under on the cop voting for Trump? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to speculate.
What was your goal with all this? Like, what?
I don't know. I think just meeting someone like that.
But I promise you, he's not worried. I promise if he didn't vote for Trump, it wasn't because of the way Trump treats women. It had nothing to do with his vote in a different direction.
You know, and kind of getting the high from it. And, you know, she was leading on, and it was just one of those things where, I don't know.
She's leading him on. Okay. I didn't think about this. Guys, did we think about this? The fact that she existed and he thought she was good looking and she didn't scream at him. Yeah, I guess she was leading him on, right? Would love to hear from his wife. I bet she fucking loves this video. Yeah, that's a good point. He's making good points here now. She didn't stab him and run away, so she was leading him on.
Pushing that.
All right, so for us,
I love watching the Democrat Party purge voters. Jacob, if we're purging voters by saying that we shouldn't be in a police state and that officers shouldn't be able to stalk people, then that's fine by me. I would rather lose every election than be like, you know what? Yeah, let's just be okay with that. What a crazy thing you just said, Jacob.
one more.
Stabbed first always. Cracking.
I'm doing a criminal investigation, as we already talked about, right? So what I'm going to do is continue to investigate this, okay? Once I'm done with my investigation.
She didn't spit on him, so she wants him. Well, sometimes people think getting spit on is means you do want them, so I don't know.
Per, like we usually do, run by the state attorney. You know, at that point, we'll decide there may be a warrant for your arrest in the future. There may not be. I have no reason to lie to you. I have no reason to be untruthful with you or anything. If that occurs, I will be in contact with you, right?
Okay.
So, like this.
Satan is a Democrat, proud one too, and we great donor too, donor to this program. Thank you, everybody. W Satan in the chat here for their loyalty to the Democratic Party and to this show.
Point, you're going to be free to go from the criminal side of things, okay? And I'll be in touch. Either way it rolls out, I'm going to let you know, okay?
I just apologize for you guys to have to do this, you know?
Okay.
Oh. Well, he's sorry to those people.
Tough month and saw a shiny thing and...
Excuse me, what?
Tough month and saw a shiny thing.
Tough month, and I saw a shiny thing. He says about a woman. Saw an object that I wanted to touch. That's a pretty honest thing he just said there. That's how I view women, is a shiny thing to touch.
And teasing and all that. And I knew that when I put that, I'm like, fuck. And that's why I stopped right after and nothing else.
I watched this program.
What? You want me to talk to her?
It was all coming.
Oh, what you doing, bud? Hey, what you doing outside of that police car there? If you guys think for 1 second I'm not going to give you a happy ending, you're out of your fucking minds.
Honestly, I think it's Stolken. It's just going to come do the transport, and then it's just a warrant service.
Why are you in a t-shirt? Why aren't you in that uniform, bud?
You want to talk to your wife before you get in the car? You got to talk to her. Just stand outside my bed. Alright. I'm working on it right now. Give her a hug.
Give her a hug.
Love to see some cuffs there. I'd love to see some different treatment of this person.
Weapon size, anything else?
I can check. I'm just going to pass
This was in Monroe County. I couldn't remember either, but now I know. I believe, is that Michigan? There we go. You love to see it. That's a scary situation that we live in now. Stacy said, I missed the start. Where can I find this video? Join the Discord. Everything we post, everything we show on our live stream every day, we also post in the Discord. So that was a Twitter link in there. You could probably just also search Deputy Monroe County Deputy Flock, F-L-O-C-K, and I bet you could find it on YouTube. Sure, that would be pretty easy to find there. All right. Let's talk a little more about the police state. This one.
Do you ever get the feeling you're being watched?
This one hits close to home. Somebody mentioned earlier that there are lists of left-wing creators, specifically people who are not on the side of Israel. I know of one list I was on. I saw it about a year ago. Somebody sent it to me. Nothing has happened to me since then. I'm certain that I'm on lists all over the place. I make jokes consistently about people sending in their Antifa dues. So it exists, but it's getting pretty scary to speak out about this government. And I'm a small enough content creator that I feel like I'm in this weird area. Like, if they went after me, would it really prove a point? No. But do I have enough of a following that I could get public attention if they went after me? Also, no. It's a weird place to be. It's a strange time to cover politics in this country.
Eerie sense that the deck is stacked against you by someone or something hovering in the corner of your eye. You're not alone. According to a recent Gallup poll, 7 out of 10 Americans oppose the construction of data centers in their backyard to power AI. But despite
and shout out one more time to More Perfect Union. They're always great. 35 minutes left in the show. If you guys want to help us knock out the remaining balance of that gift gold, that would be greatly appreciated. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Super Chats. And then just remember, members only event tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be watching a movie, which I will announce at the end of the live today.
This incredible statistic, opposing ChatGPT and sprawling server farms could be the reason you show up on a federal watch list, according to documents I obtained and published with Wired. This is America's new surveillance regime. With the help of insider voices, we'll paint a picture of the deep state embarking on a vast new conspiracy. This time, the government's fight isn't with foreign adversaries like Iran, China, or Russia. It's here on American soil, and it's
Is that a real thing, Ethereum? They sent the government to my house when I came out with proof about Elon and VF? Is that a real story you're telling right now? Is that real?
Alleged enemies are everyday Americans working everyday American jobs. The goal isn't protecting national security, but the profits and feelings of
I've seen that one stickers. We're going to play it either this week or next week.
Corporate America.
This is telling the Justice Department, the FBI, the DEA, the Secret Service, all these agencies, hey guys, we have to focus on this.
The price of gas, food, childcare, everything is going up. And to see something that characterizes class-based or economic grievances as an indicator of terrorism or a dangerous belief is really shocking.
My name is Daniel Boguslaw, and I'm an investigative reporter covering national security and U.S. intelligence agencies. Stick with me over the next few minutes. We'll not only outline this new conspiracy, but for the first time, we'll reveal one government agency that is taking on an unprecedented role in the war against workers. Lists are being drawn up, new categories of dissent are being formulated, and the citizens being targeted are just like you.
Ethereum, DM me, will you? Let's talk.
Let's take a look at what your government doesn't want you to know. The clearest signpost of a new mass surveillance and intimidation campaign taking place across the country is an unassuming 5-character acronym, NSPM-7, short for National Security Presidential Memorandum 7.
Can we assume that you or persons under your direction at the Department of Justice have prepared that list of groups or entities who are designated as domestic terrorist organizations? And I just remind you, that's a yes or no question. Did you prepare
I'm not
the
going to
list?
answer it yes or no.
This was the U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi refusing to answer a member of Congress's question about the formulation of secret lists of subversives under NSPM 7. And her efforts to obscure the narrative around this program go even deeper. My former colleague, independent journalist Ken Klippenstein, began investigating the investigators and obtaining confidential documents. In response, Klippenstein had several visits from Bondi's direct reports at the FBI. So I booked a trip to Madison, Wisconsin to talk to him about it.
At this point, I've had 2 visits for stories that I've done from different FBI agents. One was from
What's the First Amendment? Doesn't the First Amendment say something about freedom of press? Now, this isn't necessarily new, but when this raises its like ugly head, it's generally when we have a criminal president. I know I've told this to a lot of people before, or I don't know if I've said this before, but when I was in my my freshman year of college, I was dating a girl that lived in Bethesda, Maryland, and her grandpa was his name was Jack Anderson. For any of you from Maryland, he was also reporting on Watergate. He wasn't Woodward and Bernstein. He was at their competing paper. But her dad was telling me these stories of how when they were kids, they'd be driving, and then all of a sudden they would just his dad would just step on the gas, and they'd be hitting all these side streets, and they were losing tails all the time, that they were being tailed everywhere. Used to live in Bethesda. Well, maybe you know them. And how their phones were being tapped. And that was during, obviously, Richard Nixon. And now that we've got another obviously corrupt administration, they brazenly go after journalists who are getting scoops on stories that they want to keep silent. They can't figure out how people are getting scoops. They wouldn't go after Ken Klippenstein if he wasn't getting good scoops, if he wasn't getting actual information. But because he's got real information, they're trying to figure out where these leaks are, and they're going to journalists. That's the First Amendment to our Constitution was a free press. The very first thing was the press needs to be able to report on the government without fear of retribution from the government. And MAGA has become, fuck the First Amendment. Go after the press. Anybody who reports on this administration should be thrown in jail for treason. I don't know if there's any position that MAGA and the Republicans hold that is more opposite to the views of the founding of this country than their hatred of the media and free speech. But to me, that's the top one.
Field office in Middleton, which is like 15 or 20 minutes from where I live here in Madison, Wisconsin.
I asked Ken to take me back to the start of this conspiracy. 7 months ago on September 25th,
good point, Neely, the Dow.
2025, when President Trump signed an executive order that unleashed drastic impacts and very little media scrutiny.
It's really a significant order because when it was first handed down, I think there was a lot of confusion about what it was. There were questions about, oh, this is just rhetoric. Trump says a lot of things, which he does say a lot of things that there's, it's just Trump saying crazy things. But this was absolutely something that has been interpreted by the federal government as something that we're going to operationalize.
But where did NSPM 7 and the FBI's visit to Ken come from?
NSPM 7 and those visits are related to a sense of paranoia that I think pervades certainly the national security establishment as a result of some of the high-profile acts of violence that we've seen, the attempted assassination of President Trump when he was on the campaign trail, the murder of Charlie Kirk, murder of the CEO of United Healthcare, which has created, when I talk to people from these agencies, a sense of that there's an uprising against the kind of political elite.
While the average American who takes issue with the greed of big corporations, the overreach of big government, and sky-high health insurance rates isn't about to commit an act of political violence, they're being targeted by the same powers used to target lunatic assassins.
It's unusually open about what they're targeting, and on the list are things like anti-Christian sentiment, anti-traditional family sentiment, anti-Americanism.
What about anti-capitalism? Is that on the list?
Yes, anti-capitalism is also on the list.
How? Why can't you be anti-capitalist? There is nothing in our laws that say that we are capitalists, that we must be capitalists. Why would that be on the list? Thanks, Nasri, for the Queen Latifah dues. All right, we're also accepting Queen Latifah dues as well.
Tech sentiment has also showed up in federal law enforcement documents as a focal point of surveillance. Ken told me that these extremely broad and vague categories aren't just talking points, but massive dragnets to swoop up all kinds of speech and dissent.
So this is telling the Justice Department, the FBI, the DEA, the Secret Service, all these agencies, hey guys, we have to focus on this. And what we're focused on is that list of so-called indicators that I was describing before. They're supposed to tell you, or the administration says is supposed to tell you, what will portend future.
Bonnie stuff. I saw what you said and I pulled it up. If we have time, I'm going to cover that. I haven't seen that clip yet, but I do see I see Ryan Grimm talking about things that were left out of that story. If I don't get to it today, I'll definitely cover it tomorrow. I want to provide all context, so I appreciate you saying that.
Acts of terrorism. This is something on which people are being promoted, resources are being allocated at the field office level in all 52 FBI field offices across the country.
NSPM-7 is a public record, but confidential documents Ken obtained show how it's been interpreted by intelligence agencies to become a guiding force in intelligence collection.
Yeah, so I was leaked a copy of the Department of Homeland Security's strategy, and it had a new term, class-based or economic grievances. They're worried about terrorism as defined by class-based or economic grievances. Typically, when you have a
How's that that's terrorism? Class-based grievances is terrorism? MAGA. Did we lose them? Did they all leave? They must have all left by now, right? Like, right?
Approach, that's supposed to be focused on groups like Al-Qaeda or ISIS. So this is something that you don't want to be deploying against U.S. residents or U.S. citizens. And it's defined around, again, these terms that would define probably most of the people I know. I mean, who is happy with the economic state of affairs? Probably relatively few people, probably a minority.
The vast expansion of authorities has terrifying implications, according to Ken.
So under this counterterrorism approach, they have a lot more authority than police normally have, because they don't have to go to a judge. And they can just say, oh, these indicators predict that something might be committed.
Class-based grievances is interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Why are they poor people? We need poor people to shut up. Why are poor people complaining about rich people?
After the rollout of NSPM-7, I got curious about how the new powers were playing out at the local level across the
Missa said, weed is cheap near me. Here's a bump for you. Thank you.
Country. I began contacting sources in towns big and small trying to extract records from federal intelligence agencies. A few months ago, I finally got my hands on records that show NSPM-7 investigations are already taking place in FBI field offices from Boston to San Francisco. The Bureau even made this handy map, which was not supposed to leak to the public.
So AOC is a terrorist? I mean, the MAGA already said she was. We need to arrest you so you don't commit the crime you were predicted to commit.
Also discovered that briefings, intelligence reports, and investigative notes are being circulated in over 70 government buildings across the country, ominously called fusion centers. These dystopian centers serve as a two-way street between local and state law enforcement and federal agencies like the Department of Homeland Security and FBI. By fusing state and federal intelligence, these centers give federal surveillance agencies far greater power to shape how local and state police think about domestic threats, like normal people pissed off about the price of groceries and health insurance.
These are like local law enforcement entities that was essentially warning all the other CEOs, oh, there's some campaign against CEOs, we need to worry about the threat posed by this.
In the wake of the killing of United Health CEO Brian Thompson by alleged killer Luigi Mangione, a state fusion center analyst warned in a document I obtained that, quote, the public may view the ensuing manhunt and subsequent arrest of Mangione as NYPD, and largely policing as a whole, as a tool that is willing to expend massive resources to protect the wealthy, while the average citizen is left to their own means for personal security. This report seemed to even acknowledge that viewing CEOs as the main demographic to protect would only further enrage working people. Quote, it is not an unfair comparison to equate the current reaction towards Mangione to the reactions to Robin Hood. Citizens may see Mangione's alleged actions as an attack against a system designed to work against them.
Yeah. Yeah. And like capitalism is what the rich are using. They're like, oh, capitalism is for us. Socialism works against us. So they go to Trump and they're like, hey, can we just make this, if anybody's anti-capitalist, can we just call them a terrorist and throw them in jail? Yeah, we'll do that.
As I wrapped up my time with Ken, we reflected on the fact that his home state is also where Joseph McCarthy launched the Red Scare over half a century ago. This is also the home state of one Senator Joseph McCarthy, the guy who really created nationwide frenzy around left-wing movements, infiltrating labor unions, scaring the bejesus out of anyone that seemed un-American. Very similar in some sense to the architecture laid out by NSPM 7, no?
Yeah, and it's interesting because Wisconsin historically was one of the test beds for the New Deal and for progressive legislation. And it's interesting because you have in these two tendencies, the two different visions that exist for the society. One of paranoia and security and control and just worrying about threats everywhere. And another one being building some kind of a, social fabric.
We have a long history in this country of these sorts of agencies targeting the Black Civil Rights Movement, targeting the Multiracial Poor People's Campaign, targeting Occupy Wall Street. This is the latest iteration in that.
That was Spencer Reynolds. He understands the internal apparatus of intelligence agencies because he used to work.
I can't stop, though, thinking that this is Sam Bankman-Fried. It does fuck me up a little bit.
Work at one.
I was at the Department of Homeland Security for about 7 years, where I was a domestic intelligence and counterterrorism attorney.
Spencer told me that corporations and Wall Street firms get a direct line to the spy agencies seeking to batter down dissent.
Thanks, Everyday Insanity, for the gifted subs.
In other words, CEOs literally have their own seat at the deep state's table.
DHS, the FBI, Department of Justice are deeply enmeshed with big business and corporate security offices. And they do that in a few key ways. First,
thank you back, Nayok.
They all sit together at those fusion centers where information is swirling back and forth. And in that environment, they can provide intelligence to security offices at businesses that will then use it for their own business interests. They can also collect what they might call tips and leads from corporate partners who give them people to look into, or incidents or events and protests, for instance, to look into. So that's one thing.
It turns out, though, that in addition to actually sending liaisons to fusion centers, the Department of Homeland Security also has a two-way newsletter between businesses and intelligence analysts.
DHS has platforms like the Homeland Security Information Network. The information that's provided on there can often include information about protests, constitutionally protected speech and activity.
But that's not all. There are also entire conferences dedicated to corporations snitching on consumers to the deep state.
One of those is the Domestic Security Alliance Council, which is a consortium of business members, and it promises on its website a direct line to DHS and the FBI.
The result of all these systems is a vast intelligence apparatus, trained on people standing up to billionaires.
During Occupy Wall Street, after the banking industry had gutted the world's economy and plunged us into recession, there were again organic uprisings of people who were concerned, upset about that, felt alienated and left out by our economic system. And DHS spent a lot of time monitoring those protesters. The intelligence offices.
What a waste of resources and a corrupt use of resources to just investigate and try and find any crime any of these protesters committed. Because that's the thing here. It's one thing if the people protesting were committing crimes and they were trying to track down this network of criminals, but they're not committing crimes. They're just making the people in power feel uncomfortable, and so they're always searching for crimes that they may or may not have committed. So these are just fishing expeditions. I don't know who it was, that somebody said, it's just, there was it. It's so dystopian under Trump. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It is as dystopian as we've ever been. It is a dark fucking time in America. Dark fucking time.
Showcase what corporations working hand in hand with the government looks like, let's go back to 2015, when workers at Walmart,
That's how they tracked down Alex Preddy after he kicked the taillight. Is that true?
Largest retailer in the world, launched a campaign for living wages and benefits. Internal Walmart documents obtained by Bloomberg showed that after the mega retailer hired a Lockheed Martin contractor to monitor union activists and protesters, the internal tracking and monitoring wasn't enough. They also contacted one of the FBI's joint terrorism task forces when union activists planned to protest the annual shareholder meeting. But while the FBI is one of the most well-known offenders when it comes to violating constitutional rights, a different agency, one that was created for the very purpose of protecting workers, is now going after them. The Department of Labor doesn't have an official intelligence component, but its Office of the Inspector General holds powerful investigative capabilities and liaisons with the FBI and other intelligence agencies, including DHS. It has also shown up on the Department of Homeland Security's joint task forces across the country. DOL's top cop is literally a former cop, Inspector General Anthony D'Esposito, who previously served as an NYPD officer, and he was accused of stealing a golden chain from an arrestee and then lying to put a different guy in jail. The NYPD later paid out a six-figure settlement to that guy.
Hey, D.
But even more concerning than D'Esposito is the top DOL lawyer, Jonathan Berry, the Solicitor General. While working as a corporate lawyer, Berry penned the chapter on the Department of Labor in the policy manual developed by the Anti-Worker Heritage Foundation, known as Project 2025. In the chapter, Berry calls for the transformation of the Department of Labor from a watchdog to ensure workers are protected from predatory corporations, to an investigative arm targeting workers and unions. The chapter calls for using the Office of the Inspector General to look into worker centers across the country. But it also calls for investigating unions without any initiating complaint, meaning investigations into workers and their...
Say what?
Without any initiating complaint.
The Office of Labor Management Standards should revise its investigation standards to authorize investigations without receiving a formal complaint. Go on a fishing expedition. Go try and find people committing crimes. Invade privacy first. See if you can find crimes later. We need to revise it so that we can do this. That's the administration that we're under right now.
Meaning investigations into workers and their unions could be undertaken without probable cause at any time and at any location across the country.
That's not how the law works in this country. Yeah, it's not supposed to, huh? Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Andy and Coast and Clearing. That it's just fascism. It's crazy how many people, once we're doing fascism, are just like, yeah, I always wanted fascism. I know I said that I wasn't fascist. I know we keep calling Democrats fascists, but truthfully, we just always wanted fascism, and we were always the fascists.
While Jonathan Berry's playbook takes shape, Spencer told me there's another element from the Department of Labor already in play.
We talked about these Homeland Security task forces, and the Department of Labor, through its Office of Inspector General, participates in those task forces. When you look at the press releases touting DOJ successes, they often include Department of Labor there, and it's usually through the Office of Inspector General. It's concerning because I think there is that risk to investigate workers.
I've done the 14 points of fascism on live before. Yeah, too many times probably. Tony, good to see you. Tony said surveillance state. And I should find, for surveillance state, and I should find half? Not sure what that means.
In other words, the Department of Labor has found a way to inject itself into the dirty business of intelligence work. So where does this leave you, the American worker? Well, believe it or not...
Mad, confused, angry, makes us feel like we don't have a lot of options.
There's a vast range of tools to fight back against government surveillance. Cities across the country have used their city council to terminate partnerships with the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Forces, carrying out NSPM 7. Unions like the American Federation of Teachers and United Auto Workers are suing the government to shut down unconstitutional surveillance. And whether in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where local residents drove agencies like ICE and CBP out of their communities, or in the nationwide upheaval to force the FBI to release its files on Jeffrey Epstein, the demands of the public continue to have a massive impact on the federal government's actions. The three-letter agencies, whether DHS, FBI, or CIA, would have the American public believe that their war on working people is already won. But that lie couldn't be further from the truth.
That's what Tony said. Surveillance state, and I should find a soft landing spot for those who voted for this. Tony, listen, I love you, brother. But you and I both know that you are not the soft landing spot guy. We can agree to disagree on that, and we'll be friends. No, you're not the soft landing guy. We'll find a different role for you.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our...
Yeah. Am I crazy, or is like the previous MAGA folks getting along right now? Are we getting along in the chat right now? Is nobody fighting right now? I love this, but it seems like nobody's fighting. What's going on? Didn't the auto workers vote for Trump? Well, he said they did. He said they voted for him. All right, here's breaking news. I haven't seen it yet. This is from Breaking Points. It was Ryan Grimm. I don't know what this is, but they're saying that things were left out of the Politico story about Graham Plattner. I want to be fair to the entire story, so I'm going to play it. I haven't heard from this, or I haven't heard what this is yet. We got about 10 more minutes. This will take up the rest of the live. This might take up, we might go a little bit over. It's an 8-minute video, so we're almost definitely going to go over. If you want to help us knock out the remaining balance of that gift goal, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App is the way to go, or Super Chats. You can do that, and I'll read damn near anything that you send. Dolphin said, I brought D to answer your Fourth Amendment question. Could you ask it now? Shit. The question was, oh, yeah. If you, if an officer accesses the David system and then uses the flock cameras to track down somebody in order to flirt with them, is that a violation of their Fourth Amendment, or is that a different law that they are violating? That's what we were trying to figure out. Thanks, Dolphin. Mouse said, don't trust flock or raisins in the potato salad. Don't trust either of them. All right, let's get to this video from Ryan Grimm. I'll watch for D's answer in the chat here.
Politico and CNN omitted a key detail from its reporting around the Graham Plattner sexual assault allegations we have learned. Let's take a listen to how Jenny Rasicot, the accuser of Graham Plattner, described how the evening began in her interview with Jake Tapper on CNN.
It was a night where him and I were texting back and forth, and he had taken something that I said as an invitation. And that's not how he meant it, and I quickly clarified. And he sent a message back indicating that he would come over. And I said, no, don't come over. Like, I'm not in the mood, don't come over. And I was more stern with that message. And then I didn't hear back from him. So I thought that meant he got the message or gave up on it or whatnot.
Okay, Sagar, so there was no follow-up from Jake Tapper. Mm-hmm. If you listen closely there, that she said,
have I heard there's rumors of a second accuser? I haven't heard that yet. I mean, well, there were multiple people that accused him of doing things. So, I mean, this would not be this would be the third or fourth, I think, right? But you're saying there's another one coming out that we don't know about yet?
We were texting back and forth.
D said, yes, Fourth Amendment privacy would cover any illegal conduct so long as the person is working for the government. Okay, perfect. Thank you, D.
And he took something that I said as an invitation to come over. This is, they'd been dating off and on for about 2 years at this point. The follow-up from a normal person at that point is,
what did you say?
What'd you say?
Right.
Like, what was the thing that you said to him that he misunderstood? Now, let's take a look at how Politico reported this.
The new accuser was interviewed. Is it out?
This is D8. This is how Politico first reported. So Rasicot told Politico she connected with Plattner on the dating app Bumble in 2019 and had consensual relations with him prior to the night he allegedly assaulted her. That night in late 2021, she said she had exchanged text messages with him and told him not to come over, saying she wasn't in the mood for company. Later that evening, she said she realized when she heard a sound on the stairs that he had let himself into her house, which was unlocked. Plattner came up the stairs, Rasicot said, to where she was on a couch. He got on top of her and kept grabbing her, she said, while she repeatedly told him to stop and that she wasn't interested. So, Sagar, you read that, and most people in Washington who read that, they're like, that sounds like he broke in to the house, like uninvited, and then began a violent assault of her. Nowhere does Politico mention what she mentioned to CNN there, that she had said something in the text message exchanges that he mistook as an invitation. They just say, and elsewhere in the article, they say he was, quote, uninvited. It turns out, and we have learned, that Politico definitively, at the time of publication, knew precisely what Jenny had texted to Graham that he according to her, mistook as an invitation to come over. And we know this because the Washington Post...
To say, like, I don't know why this is important. I don't think that it was door is unlocked. I think it was something about, like, she had a tight glute. I think they're going to get to it, but yeah, it's something about, like, from the day before is what I heard. I guess we can keep going. Which I'm struggling to find the importance here. I like Ryan Grimm, so I assume he's going to get to it.
Also interviewed Jenny Rasicot. And Jenny told the Washington Post.
Sounds like a what was she wearing argument. It does so far. I mean, I have a lot of respect for Ryan Grimm's reporting, so I'm hoping that there's something else coming here.
Because she's being honest. She's laying out all of the details, which is how it should be. You lay out all the details, and then you let the readers, the public, the voters say, okay, here, we have all the different facts. Here's how we interpret this scenario. So good for her for being transparent.
I totally agree with you, and I want to say that up at the top.
Yes.
This is in no way an attack on her. This is about how I believe that the media has handled this story.
She was
truthful from the beginning
about this. She doesn't. She doesn't have the text messages anymore. Plattner apparently doesn't have the text messages anymore, so we're going by her memory of what they are.
Agreed. Even if she invited him, she's very much allowed to change her mind.
And
I mean, I don't think they're going after. It doesn't feel like they're going after her story. It feels like they're going after Politico.
To her credit, she divulged the details of the text messages from that evening, and she divulged it to the Washington Post. The Washington Post reaches out to the Plattner campaign for comment. Good for the Washington Post, and in their request for comment, they mention that Jenny had been texting him talking about a massage earlier. And so the Plattner campaign sees this, and they go back to Politico, and they say, apparently there's some more context here about, like, the back and forth. Like, do you know about these text messages? The reporter then exchanges messages with the Plattner.
Jamar says, a little fashy, a little ashy, fucking trashy, Mac. Thank you, Kim, for the Antifa dues.
Campaign. Those messages have been now circulating in Maine politics, in Maine political circles. I obtained a copy of those. I was able to authenticate them with sources with knowledge of them. And here is what the Politico reporter said to the campaign. Jenny Rasicot had been, quote, texting Plattner about needing her glute massaged. That detail didn't make our story. Glute massage. So,
all right. I might be like reacting too soon. If I'm writing this story, I perhaps leave that detail out too, because of how it's going to be used. I would probably, in reporting this story, say, I don't think that that's a relevant detail, and I think this is going to be used as an opportunity for people to say, see, she was asking for it. Like asking for a glute massage. I got a massage the other day. The person who massaged my glute was not allowed to sneak in my house and fuck me. So I might have left that out too. I don't think that adds anything to the story.
In about a half an hour of getting this glute massage text, Plattner is in the house.
You think they're saying Politico's giving Graham an out?
Okay. Now, she says
she followed up.
No, don't come.
And don't come.
Because he texted back, I'm on. So he's
okay. And the follow-up, don't come, that's a no.
Wasted, clearly. He gets this message. I need my glute massaged. He comes over. He's texts back, I'm coming over. And she's like, wait, don't come over. She says, don't come over, don't come over. This is Maine. He's not taking the subway. Like, so he's driving. She's drunkenly driving over there.
Yes.
Comes into the house, and then it gives.
Jackie, you might be the minority. What about this makes it relevant? I'm trying to be open-minded here, and this obviously not an expert here. There's all sorts of context I could be missing.
And then she says he's grabbing her on the couch. Well, where is
She's saying no.
Right. Where's he grabbing her? Like, is he like immediately starting like the glute massage or whatever?
Right.
Anyway,
MAGA dad's paying to massage Jay's glutes.
Washington Post, to its credit, included a version of the detail. We could put up Washington Post at D7. One night in November or December 2021, she said she texted him to say that she could use a massage. She said she did not intend it as an invitation, but he interpreted it that way, immediately replying to say he would come right over. She said she wrote back twice, telling
Jay, what the fuck? Would you have withheld something he said that could make him look bad? Oh, okay. Is that the context that I'm missing? Like, are they saying that that was like an extra part of the story that makes him look like he should have understood differently? Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I was looking at it from the other perspective. I was looking at it from the perspective of how the reader was going to view the story and leaving it out for that reason, but I see what you're saying. Okay. All right, that makes sense.
him not to. The Post was not able to review the alleged messages or independently verify them.
I think when reporting, you can't pick and choose what you leave out. Yeah, I think you can. I mean, I do think you can. There's they leave stuff out all the time. Every reporter leaves stuff out.
Said she later deleted them soon after the incident. So Post didn't include the glute part, but did mention the massage to their credit. But because the Politico published first, I didn't even know the Washington Post reported on this.
Exactly, and I think that's why this is important. So there's the most important part, and let's just zoom out, because this does potentially explain why a drunk...
They're judging me for saying you wouldn't include that info if you were reporting. Look, yeah, like I said, I'm legitimately asking for other people's input here. This is in real time, and I'm trying to put myself in a bunch of different positions of like why it would or would not be left out. I'm brainstorming. So that's fair. It's fair. If you are criticizing me for that, I think that's a fair criticism. I didn't see it from that viewpoint. I think that's fair. If you watch the show, you know I'm not above criticism. I'm not above saying I'm wrong or changing my opinion. My initial thought was that, and I think maybe it's from the perspective of being like an online debater. You don't want to give people additional information that derails the story, something that they can focus on that derails from the point, which in my, like when I was reading that, I'm like, well, the point is that she said no, right? That's the point of the story. So adding this additional detail, it will be used as people saying like, oh, well, she kind of led him on. But then it was Birdie, I think, that said that. Like, yeah, like I'm taking it from the reporter's perspective and from my perspective, but perhaps that's a different perspective. And I probably agree that detail needed to be in there. So I think I was wrong with that.
Duncan Plattner enters the home.
Right.
It's
now knowing the way that the Washington Post has reported it, I get it is another detail, and I don't think it makes Plattner look better. I don't think it makes the victim look worse. It's an additional detail. Yeah, that I don't know if it makes or breaks the story, but I don't know. I don't think this is a huge breaking story. I'm not sure.
Stops there, because that's where the rest of the evening and her account of the evening, it no longer accounts for. But it does explain a detail. And I think what was key to the understanding generally that all of us had was that it did genuinely appear as if Plattner had been told explicitly not to come over there, understood that to be the case, broke into the home effectively. Right. Entering a home unannounced, and whether it's unlocked or not, is a full-blown crime. I mean, and I do think that that's part of why we need to assess this very seriously. The very definition of what Jenny has alleged here is a full-blown gross sexual assault.
Journalistic malpractice to leave out, in my humble opinion. Yeah, maybe.
Class A felony in the state of Maine with a statute of limitations for 20 years. That's what she is alleging, which carries a significant prison sentence for like...
Case says, does the invitation somehow make it better? No, so irrelevant. That's my initial response. But I do guess, like, if I was the political reporter, knowing that doesn't change anything, perhaps adding that detail in there is a good thing. Maybe it is like choosing to editorialize with a piece of evidence that doesn't vindicate Plattner and doesn't paint her in a worse light. I don't know. This is a tricky one. Honestly, it's a tricky one for me. That's a tough line to try and like walk, because on the one hand you have a victim who, no matter what she says, she is going to be shamed, she's going to be attacked, she's going to be villainized. And on the other hand, as a journalist, you want to report things really, really accurately. I honestly don't know where I land on that. I think that I'm going to do the thing that I fucking hate, but I do think that there's compelling arguments from both sides. I think maybe I'm not the person with the best opinion here.
Decades potentially in prison. And that is my understanding of how I need to evaluate what is being alleged here. I want to make that clear. Now, if I were then to submit to due process or something like that in a trial.
First of all, stop victim blaming. I am not flipping here. Graham Plattner in this scenario was wrong multiple times. Graham Plattner did not get consent to do what he did. Graham Plattner should absolutely still step down. He shouldn't even be considered for office. I'm not flipping on that. I'm flipping on the reporter. Like, did the reporter do the right thing or not? Not flipping on Graham Plattner. Not a bit. And by the way, stop victim blaming. And mods, I haven't read those comments. If we're victim blaming, you can just mute them for the rest of the live. That's fine.
And I saw something like that, it would significantly change, again, my understanding of how the event were to begin. This does not in any way say that she is lying about what then transcribed.
That's what you said. If I had uninvited him, I would have locked my door and gone to bed. Yeah, it's very, very easy to Monday morning quarterback this. It's very easy with hindsight and knowing what happened to say, here's what I would have done, but it doesn't matter. Her door could have been wide open. She could have taken her door off the fucking hinges. She still said no. It doesn't change the reality of what Graham Plattner did. You can give victims advice, I guess, but focusing on that is exactly like the victim blaming we're talking about. You shouldn't have to lock your door and go to bed to protect yourself from Graham Plattner. Yes, women should definitely take care of themselves. They definitely should do everything they can to stay protected. But the story is not women need to do more to protect themselves. The story is we need to create a culture where women don't have to do this shit. I mean, and that's the part of this as somebody with a daughter. This is the reality for all women. Is that if you get abused, people will pick apart what you did and blame you. And I think that's kind of sick. I think it's really fucking sick to do that. All right. I don't know about that. That was 8 minutes of, I don't know how important that is. I feel like that's going to wind up being a bigger part of the story than it needs to be. I don't know. I didn't think that was very important. Did you guys think that was pretty important stuff? Didn't strike me as super important. Yeah, I'm with you, John. She said no, period. That's what's it. That's the bottom line. What in the suburban ass shit? You mean you don't lock? I grew up in a town. We never locked our doors. I didn't really lock my doors that often until I got into this, until I started getting threats doing this. Now I'm a lot more careful. Let me read through some of these comments. I used to never lock my door, but my hubby locked himself out and broke the door down to get back in, so now I have to keep it locked or keep it shut. If you omit facts on one side, it gives license to omit facts on the other side. I don't think it gives license to that necessarily, like two wrongs don't make a right. I get what you're saying. I don't understand why that detail was left out. I agree with you there, Bertie. I don't understand why the detail was left out. I think that detail could have been included in the story. It wouldn't have changed really any part of the story. It probably should have been included in the story. But I don't think that detail in and of itself changes anything in the story for me. So I think maybe we're on the same page there. Like it probably should have been included, but it doesn't change the outcome. I think what we can say there is that the Washington Post journalists were more responsible and professional than the journalists at Politico. Yeah, that's a good point to remind people too, Dedelis, that she didn't admit it. Politico did. Politico said we didn't print this part of the story. Washington Post said we did. It was nothing that she did. This is a Politico problem. Should always lock your doors. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, you should always lock your doors. Do whatever, but still, like, if you don't lock your doors, it's not your fault if you get raped. And so when the story is that somebody was raped, if you're in the comments being like, well, you should lock your doors, that comes off pretty victim blaming. Even if you don't mean to be victim blaming. Imagine that this is like your child or your sister or your mother, and I'm telling this story about them. And then I'm like, well, didn't lock the door. Is that going to change your opinion on what happened? The person to your loved one? Yeah, RTP and closing touch grass, smoke grass, drink water, boots on the ground, and lock your fucking doors. Cookie said, I don't think it changes anything, but it shouldn't have been omitted. Yeah, I think that's where I land too. It probably should have been in the story, but the fact that it wasn't isn't like huge news to me. It's the lion media. That's true. Is there other hidden facts? I don't know. Maybe. I don't have access to their notes. She probably thought her no was enough and didn't think he'd come walking through her door. I mean, you would like to think that that's a possibility. How about we care more about the fact that she was raped and not that her door was unlocked? Yeah, amen. If he's innocent, he needs to prove it. He'll have that opportunity, yeah. Just not while he's running for Senate. All right, I think that's it. All right, Jen, did I miss any comments? Double check on mine.
Double checking.
Well,
No, I'll see.
okay. While Jen's checking, I'll check too. If anybody wants to wipe out the remaining balance of that gift goal, that would be fucking awesome. Do we have? Let me go to the results for the movie night tonight. I think I know what the answer is, but let me get over there.
Yeah, I think I do too. No, I don't have any more. I'm see how we're a little shy on missed the gift goal.
All right.
Go on.
The options were Project Hail Mary, Good Night and Good Luck, Life, and Larry in the Pursuit of Happiness. Larry in the Pursuit of Happiness, isn't that episodes?
Yeah, I haven't looked to see how long they are, but it looks like there's 3 episodes out currently.
Let me see how long. Does anybody know off the top of their head how long each episode is?
Let's see.
Oh, there it is. It is. Doesn't say how long it is. 23 minutes. That sounds wrong. That's it. They're half-hour episodes? Okay, so we'll watch all 3 then. If they're just half-hour episodes, we'll watch all 3 tonight. Okay. That's gonna be one. It's Larry David doing history.
So Kim, hold on. Another memo came in. I thought it was Stacy. It's a gift goal for the gift goal. Thank you, Stacy.
Did you see Trump's not flying the new plane anymore? Where did the new plane go? Who's using the new plane? They grounding it? Left his new jet and took the old one? That's weird. That's interesting. Do we know why? There was another history show like that with history skits. Drunk history, probably Belchy Belch, I'm guessing. Is that what you're thinking of? Yeah. Drunk history? Okay, cool. Maybe he's not healthy enough to fly anymore. All right, well, we'll probably have that on tomorrow's show. All right, everybody, we will be back tomorrow morning and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. to 1 Pacific Standard Time, right here on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, or wherever you're watching. If you're listening on Spotify later, hi, nice to see you. Make sure you follow us on any social media that you have. If you want to join us for a movie night tonight, it's not too late.
Real quick.
Oh.
Tiffany came and knocked out the gift goal. Thank you so much, Tiffany. She said, because the sale of my house is final today. Thanks for being the only man I listen to.
Congratulations, Tiffany. Tiffany for closing on her house and wiping out the gift goal. If you want to join us for movie night tonight, you can just be a paid member either on YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok, and then send Jen a message on Discord. It's JENNDUBB1, and she will get you into the Discord and set up your profile so that you can watch the movie night with us tonight. That's at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm on Cameo. We have merch in the bio as well if you want to support us that way. Other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until I see you, go outside and touch grass. If you can't touch grass, smoke grass. If you can't touch grass or smoke grass, best of luck to you. I don't know how you're going to survive. Make sure that you reach down, find your bootstraps, and pull yourself up by said bootstraps, and then put those boots on the ground. But before you put those boots on the ground and head out, look in the mirror, say something nice about yourself, and drink a whole bunch of water. And most importantly, though, love yourself and those around you. And until I see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, stay cute and cool, and have a great, great summer. And lock your fucking doors.